It's time for Brownsburg varsity basketball on 1610 AM XRB and AudioSportsOnline.com. Tonight's game is brought to you by Nelson Jewelers, Ivy Tech, West Side Plumbing, the Payroll Department, State Farm Agent Pete Fay, and Internet Tech Specialist. Brownsburg Bulldogs basketball on 1610 AM XRB is an AudioSportsOnline.com production. Now let's go courtside for tonight's game. The Brownsburg Bulldogs enter tonight's action as they return home to the varsity fieldhouse at Brownsburg High School. Bulldogs are 1-1. They'll see if they can make it 2-1 as they face another top 20 team in the AP polls as they host the Warriors from Warren Central tonight on 1610 AM XRB and AudioSportsOnline.com. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Bulldogs basketball. My name is Brian Scott. I'll be joined a little bit later by Christopher Worley. Bulldogs are 1-1 on this very, very young season. They got off to a good start when they knocked off Lawrence Central in the season opener, but then went down and played a very, very tough Southport Cardinal. Cardinals are ranked number 2 in the state of Indiana, and the Bulldogs came away rather on the short end of the stick as they fell to Southport by the score of 54-39. The Cardinals got off to a strong start. They outscored Brownsburg 16-2 in the opening quarter, and then the Cardinals also finished strong, outscoring the Bulldogs 16-8 in the final stanza. For the Bulldogs, offense was tough to come by last week as their leading scorer, KJ Walton, finished with only 6 points on the night. He connected on only one field goal. It was a three-pointer. It also happened to be the only three-point basket the Bulldogs would make that night, going 1 of 13 from beyond the arc. Bulldogs did get great scoring contributions from Darian Ringo. He led the Bulldogs with 16 points. And Jordash Mabunga finished with 13 points. But they would be the only two Bulldogs that would score in double figures, as it was really a story of the glass work. It was Southport coming away with a huge advantage on the glass last week. They out-rebounded the Bulldogs 31-17, including 12 rebounds on the offensive end. That led to a lot of second-chance points, and in the end, it just proved too much for the Bulldogs to overcome. They also had a little bit of a scare. At the end of that game, Darian Ringo pulled up with what looked to be maybe an ankle injury. Only time will tell if he will be able to play in tonight's game. Tonight, a series of back-to-back games, first starting here with the Warren Central Warriors, who come in ranked 9th in the state of Indiana, and things will finish up tomorrow night and rather an oddity in the schedule. The Bulldogs will play 4 games, 2 here at the Varsity Fieldhouse, and then 2, the second game tomorrow, once again at Southport, as the Bulldogs will make that trip back down to Southport, this time to take on East Chicago Central. When we come back, we'll have this week's discussion with head coach Steve Lynch, as Chris Worley talked to him about last week's game and what's coming up tonight. You're watching Bulldogs basketball on 1610 AM XRB and XRBradio.com.
If you're a business owner with or without employees, you're probably wondering about your payroll. Is it being prepared correctly? Are the right amount of taxes being taken out? What about child support, workman's comp, auditing, unemployment, Social Security, local taxes, payroll deductions? It can be a bit overwhelming, but we've got the answer for you. The Payroll Department Incorporated. We'll take care of all those payroll headaches and manage any unique deductions that apply to your company. We offer several ways to submit your payroll and provide you with customized timesheets for reporting. The Payroll Department Incorporated, located at 701 North Green Street in Brownsburg.
Ivy Tech Community College offers a high-quality, high-value college education. Ivy Tech is the place to start a career or further your education. Even if you're planning to pursue a bachelor's degree, Ivy Tech's quality education is recognized statewide, so our credits transfer. Ivy Tech has a campus in Crawfordsville near I-74 at US 231. Complete your free application at ivytech.edu/apply now or call 888-IVY-LINE. Get started now on a brighter future at Ivy Tech.
What is a good neighbor? Well, it's someone nearby who helps make your life a little easier, and that's State Farm Agent Pete Fay. He takes the time to understand your insurance and financial needs. So whenever you're preparing for your child's college education or planning for your retirement, get the kind of help you would expect from a good neighbor. Visit State Farm Agent Pete Fay at 431 East Northville Drive, Suite 100 in Brownsburg. And remember, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Welcome back to the Varsity Fieldhouse alongside Christopher Worley. I'm Brian Scott. Get ready for action tonight as the 8th-ranked Bulldogs from Brownsburg will host the 9th-ranked Warren Central Warriors tonight on 1610 AM XRB and AudioSportsOnline.com. Well, it's time now to listen to Christopher Worley's interview with the head coach of the Brownsburg Bulldogs, Coach Steve Lynch. Chris talks to Coach Lynch about what happened down at Southport last weekend and what he expects to happen tonight against Warren Central.
Chris Worley at Brownsburg Varsity Fieldhouse. I have boys head coach Steve Lynch with me. Coach, 2 games down the books here, record of 1-1. Let's just take a quick look back at those first 2 games. Of course, our opener versus Lawrence Central. Lawrence Central looks competitive. That was a good, close game throughout. Of course, they came out raining threes from everywhere, but you guys kind of weathered that storm and then had a real good fourth quarter, outscoring them 23-14 to win that first game.
No, the kids did a good job. Again, just it was a crazy first quarter. Both teams scored 20 points. And again, I thought our kids were ready to play, and LC really shot the ball well. They're going to be a good quality club, and I think they're 0-1 in the last rankings. They're still ranked. So, again, our early season schedule is pretty stout, but at the same time, I thought our kids did a nice job and really played well through the course of 32 minutes.
Then you go on the road last Saturday night at Southport. Boy, that's going to be a tough assignment for anybody this year. Right now, they moved up to be ranked number 2. Of course, they have talent, and of course, they got good size, and Malik Bennett was awful strong. The boys had a bad first quarter. Coach got down 16-2, but then defense kind of got you back into that game. What about that Southport game down there?
Again, I thought, when you measure it up, and it's easy to say, but I thought we played 7 good quarters. That first quarter at Southport, they came out and, like anything, they kind of were the aggressor. We kind of put us on our heels, and we didn't respond to it real well. I thought we spent the last 3 quarters playing some good basketball, and with about 5 minutes left, we got to 7 points with a chance to get to 5, and Bennett makes a great play, kind of steals the ball from us, and instead of us having the chance to cut it to 5, that goes back to 9, and that was kind of the ball game at that point. We had dug such a hole, but I give the kids a lot of credit for being down 14 points early to have a chance to cut it to 5 with about 3 minutes left. I thought we put a pretty quality run together, just didn't do enough to kind of get back into it.
Okay, and then this weekend, another big weekend. We got back-to-back games Friday. Schedule, like you said, is pretty stout early. Coming home this week, Friday, against AP number 9, Warren Central. I know they own a victory over Indianapolis Tech, but I don't know much else about them. What do you guys know about Warren Central?
Again, played them this summer. They were very good. Just really played well. Had a pretty good summer. Had some kids leave off that team and some kids move in. So we had a chance to see them against Tech. They played really well. Scored a lot of points. I think that game ended up in the 80s or 90s. And just from a scouting report standpoint, they're going to really pressure us and they just crashed offensive rebounds crazy. So we're going to have to work real hard to make sure they get one shot at a time and don't get multiple shots per possession.
Okay, and then Saturday you have a nice feature game in that Tip-Off Classic. Boy, there's 5 good games down there. I saw that lineup today. That's down at Southport High School, so we'll all be going back down there this week. But Brownsburg's game is against East Chicago Central. Should start maybe around 5 or a little bit before that in the afternoon there. But it's hard to know, an upstate opponent like that. Or do you guys know anything about East Chicago?
No, we've got film from last year, and we've tried to do a good job gathering information. But Hiram Edwards, the reason why we're playing him, he's junior all-star, played with KJ last summer, a very talented player, and has a very nice program. Coach has been there a while and has just done a really nice job. But they'll come down and compete. They've got a couple good quality wins or split, I think. They beat the 1A state champion Michigan City Marquette early, and I think they had another contest against the team out of Chicago. So, again, a good quality team. Have one of the perennial players in the class of 2015, Hiram Edwards, and he's got a pretty good supporting cast. Again, will be very similar to Warren Central, very athletic team that will really push the pace, and again, they're attacking from transition to offensive glass, so we'll have to do a good job defensively.
Coach, we know your teams, you do a lot of good conditioning work, but any concern about playing a big event in the afternoon like that right after a night game on Friday night?
No, I think our guys, it is what it is, and our guys will be ready to play. just got to make sure everybody's ready to go. We'll delve into that bench a little bit, and we need to have good bench play. You watch all these games on ESPN right now, and it's the starters are playing, but it's always whose bench is stepping up in some of these situations and doing a good job. So excited to see what kind of production we get out of our bench, and we got to start getting more guys contribute to the cause here a little bit.
Then just a note about your team here. Could we say that this team versus last year is a little better, playing an up-tempo style, a little faster game than we saw last year?
That's a good question. I think we have the ability to transition and create, and we've got some athletes that can get out and run a little bit. And at the same time, I think we've made some miscues in transition. We've shot the ball quickly. We've not given ourselves the best opportunity to score the basketball every possession. So we've really worked hard this week on getting optimal shots. I thought that was one of the things in the Southport game. We just tried to hit the home run every possession, and I think we've got to be willing to grind a little bit. Just by doing that, we'll slow the tempo of the game down a little bit. So, again, not trying to stall, but we are trying to get maximum production out of our offense, and sometimes that comes with 2 or 3, 4 ball reversals. So again, our guys have got to do a good job picking their spots, making decisions when to attack and transition, and when to make the defense, grind a little bit.
I was going to just ask for that final question here. Anything you really try to focus on or feature in this after your first 2 games here in practice this week to get better? But that's a pretty good rundown. Anything else?
Yeah, I just think again, I think we're playing, 4 seniors who have pretty decent experience, and we're playing a lot of guys who are getting their feet wet. And so I think the discipline and execution of what you look for in a veteran team is kind of there, but we're certainly a long ways from March in terms of what I'd like to see in terms of just some execution and some discipline in terms of just possession by possession basketball. We've, even our older kids, we've just not played real disciplined at times. And I think to play the schedule we're going to play, whether it's, just any games throughout the season, we've got a great chance of playing 9 or 10 ranked teams throughout the course of the schedule that, to beat those teams, we're going to have to play with a lot more discipline, and that includes our defense, shot selection, just across the board, how we're playing. I think we're playing definitely hard enough. The kids are giving us great effort, but, maximizing our execution, our discipline with which we play will really make us a better basketball team.
Well, thank you, Coach. We wish you luck on this big weekend of basketball.
All right, thank you very much.
That was Christopher Worley and the head coach of the Brownsburg Bulldogs, Steve Lynch. And I bring Mr. Worley in with me right now. Chris, you got to go down and you watched these Bulldogs play against Southport. Sometimes stats don't tell the whole story, and then sometimes they do. We take a look, as Coach Lynch mentioned, they're going to see a very similar team in Warren Central, but it was Southport getting to the glass. They had 12 offensive rebounds. They were getting second chance points. But Coach also mentioned Bulldogs were only 1 of 13 from beyond the arc. KJ Walton, his only field goal came from beyond the arc. He'd like to see them be a little more patient in this offensive set.
Yeah, that's right. And, of course, he talked about discipline and running their sets. That's for sure. And KJ he doesn't have a good game down there Saturday. And so that hurt him scoring the ball. And just a terrible first quarter. Just got off to a bad start. One difference, I would say, just looking now in warm-ups here between Southport and Warren Central, of course, is size. Southport had a lot of size. Joey Brunk, their center, he was a challenge for the guys to guard, the post players guard all night. But some good things did come out of that game. Darian Ringo got on the scoreboard well. And I think Jordash Mavunga is really picking up his play. He's showing much more confidence as a scoring contributor. And they're going to need some more scoring, more balanced scoring than KJ. And with KJ's lack of production, it was big to have somebody else do something, but it just wasn't enough against that great-looking Southport squad, ranked number 2.
We talked a little bit about it at the top of the show. Darian Ringo pulled up with what looked to be an ankle injury late in that game. And as we are watching warm-ups here now, we see Darian. He is over here on the baseline. His left ankle is in a boot. He will not play in tonight's game. And it's probably going to open up some questions at who will start at the point for the Bulldogs. One of the other key stats in the game against Southport, the Bulldogs only had 6 assists in that game compared to 10 turnovers. We always hear about assist-to-turnover ratio, and when that ratio is in the minus column, you don't win too many basketball games.
No, that's trouble. And if they have a good distributor of the ball, well, it's point guard Darian Ringo. So this is going to hurt in a number of ways other than the pain that Darian has felt in his ankle. When we did that interview with Coach, we saw him at practice and it didn't look good. I thought maybe they can tape him up and go here tonight. But, Brian, coming into this season, of course, the main offensive focus for anybody playing against Brownsburg would be K.J. Walton and second Darian Ringo. But the difference between those two now is that Darian's almost as valuable, if not more so, because of his point guard duties, and also because Brownsburg is so keyed by their defense, and they're getting disruptions on defense and getting steals and runouts, and that all starts with one man, and that's Darian Ringo. So this is going to hurt both offensively and defensively. Quite frankly, Brian, I don't know how you replace him.
It'll be interesting to see who Coach Lynch goes with at the point. Tyler Kurtz, who has been starting at the off guard, we expect him to stay there, whether Michael Folks comes from the bench to take over the starting duties as point guard. We saw him in the opening game against Lawrence Central come in and spell Darian at times. I believe you probably saw the same thing at Southport. So Michael Folks will likely get the start here to begin this contest against Warren Central. But we don't have the starters yet, so we'll have to let you know about that as we get ready for tonight's game. Warren Central comes in 1-0. They defeated Tech in their season opener 80-77. And while that Tech team no longer has Trey Lyles, he's now playing for head coach John Calipari down in Kentucky. That is still good. A very, very strong Arsenal Tech team, and a pretty impressive win for the Warriors.
It is. Anytime you can get a win over Tech, and they still have their fine point guard, and he was just a sophomore last year, now a junior, C.J. Walker. I think he's an outstanding player, and he's got an offer sheet already from I forget who, but I think you're right, Brian. It's going to be Michael Folks going to play a big role here tonight. The coaching staff likes him. He's a junior. He works really hard. He's a hard worker. I think he'll play some defense too, but we've heard, we don't know a lot about Warren Central, but we've heard they like to pressure the ball and get on you on defense. So who's ever going to be bringing that ball up and running the point guard position, they're going to feel the pressure. Of course, Darian used to dealing with that. Somebody else is going to have to step up and do it. I think Michael Folks can do a respectable job. He's not going to score like Darian, and he's not going to be the disruptor on defense. But, maybe another young guy will come up. It's going to have to be done here. Somebody's going to have to step up big in this game, Brian.
Of course, again, one of the things that happened in the Southport game, Bulldogs were beaten badly on the glass, both on the offensive and defensive end. And while Jordash Mavunga did his part, he came away with, I believe, 8 rebounds in that contest. They really didn't get any other help, especially down low, where they were looking at whether it had been Landon Hall or Dalton Vachon. Really didn't get a lot of help down low in the paint trying to grab some boards other than Mavunga. What would you expect to see them change to try and get a little more help on the glass?
Right. I think that a lot of that was due to Southport's size and strength. They were just awesome down there. But I think Dalton Vachon, he's got to get some rebounds. Dalton's not a scorer, plays good defense, calls out some signals for the defense as kind of a Coach Lynch likes to have the center run defense or call his signals in. So Dalton will do that, but he needs to get on the boards. He's got the height. He's got the strength. He's a senior. Dalton needs to rebound, and I think he can do that. Of course, Jordash Mavunga can rebound also, but Tyler Kurtz is going to have to get in there. Landon Hall, you're right. They need to rebound this basketball, especially being shorthanded now with Darian being absent.
When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about tonight's game and then the tip-off between the 8th-ranked Bulldogs and the 9th-ranked Warriors. This is Brownsburg Bulldogs basketball on 1610 AM XRB and AudioSportsOnline.com.
You know, nothing makes you think of the future like holding it in your arms. The wonder of being a new parent includes planning your child's future, and now's the time to start looking to someone who's been there from the start. State Farm agent Pete Fay in Brownsburg can ensure your life insurance will keep pace with your family's growing financial needs. So for more information on life insurance, visit State Farm agent Pete Fay at 431 East Northfield Drive, Suite 100 in Brownsburg. And remember, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. If you're a business owner, with or without employees, you're probably wondering about your payroll. Is it being prepared correctly? Are the right amount of taxes being taken out? What about child support, workman's comp, auditing, unemployment, Social Security, local taxes, payroll deductions? It can be a bit overwhelming, but we've got the answer for you. The Payroll Department Incorporated. We'll take care of all those payroll headaches and manage any unique deductions that apply to your company. We offer several ways to submit your payroll and provide you with customized timesheets for reporting. The Payroll Department Incorporated, located at 701 North Green Street in Brownsburg.
Ivy Tech Community College offers a high-quality, high-value college education. Ivy Tech is the place to start a career or further your education. Even if you're planning to pursue a bachelor's degree, Ivy Tech's quality education is recognized statewide, so our credits transfer. Ivy Tech has a campus in Crawfordsville near I-74 at US 231. Complete your free application at ivytech.edu/apply now or call 888-IVY-LINE. Get started now on a brighter future at Ivy Tech.
When you're trying to promote your website, the internet can sometimes seem like a hit-and-miss situation. There's search engine optimization, keywords, and don't forget your social media. At Internet Tech Specialists, they understand these things and can make a difference in your worldwide web presence. Go to InternetTechSpecialist.com for more information or look for their banner on the XRB website. Internet Tech Specialist, your full-service IT strategist. Holidays are here, and that means a lot of family at your house, and well, that could mean some plumbing problems at the worst time. At Westside Plumbing, you'll get a plumber who is honest, respectful, and knows how to fix your problem. Call Westside Plumbing at 445-8399. That's 445-8399, serving Brownsburg and all of Hendricks County. Happy holidays from Westside Plumbing. This holiday season, let Nelson Jewelers in Brownsburg help you select the perfect gift. New collections have arrived just in time for Christmas. Whether her wish list includes a new pair of earrings, a sparkling pendant, bracelet, or ring, Nelson Jewelers offers unique and affordable designs in silver, 14 and 18 karat gold, and diamonds. Visit Nelson Jewelers at 22 East Main Street in Brownsburg and online at www.nelsonjewelers.com. Nelson Jewelers since 1958. A little out of the way, very much out of the ordinary.
Welcome back to the Varsity Fieldhouse alongside Christopher Worley. I'm Brian Scott. We're a little ways away from tip-off between the Bulldogs and the Warren Central Warriors. JV game ran a little bit long, and if you've not been to a basketball game, a high school basketball game this year, might forewarn you, JV rules have changed this year. There's no longer 6-minute quarters. There's 7-minute quarters. So the times of the games, they may not have changed, but might expect some of these JV games to go a little longer than what you might be used to. So we are still probably 8 or 9 minutes away from getting this game tipped off tonight here at the Varsity Fieldhouse. Well, we talked about Coach Steve Lynch and the Brownsburg Bulldogs, what they need to do tonight. As we've talked a little bit, as Chris talked to Coach Lynch, not a whole lot that we know about the Warren Central Warriors. This is the first time that these two teams have faced off against one another. They have an outstanding shooter guard in Taquan Spivey, who scored 27 points against Indianapolis Tech. Beyond that, there is one thing you do know, and that is the head coach of the Warren Central Warriors. If you're an Indiana University Hoosier fan, this name will definitely ring bells to you, as Greg Graham is the head coach of the Warren Central Warriors. Yes, that same Greg Graham had played for those teams under Bob Knight. And Coach Graham, he got his start, and I have a little bit of history with this. He got his first head coaching job in the ABA. He was the head coach for the Indiana Alley Cats, their only year in existence in the American Basketball Association. And he led that team to a 27-4 record. He was named the ABA Head Coach of the Year that year. And there is one thing that you know about Coach Graham is they play very, very tenacious defense. Always have. And they will also be a very, very good moving ball movement type team. They haven't exactly had breakout years the past few years, but they have some good scores, and they are expected to have a good season this year. Hence, they are ranked 9th coming into tonight's game. So we should have a very interesting matchup. And Chris, it's one thing we've already talked about. We've seen Darian Ringo already walking in a boot. You and I talked a little bit before the game. It's going to be a big question of whether they maybe just leave Darian out of tonight's game and tomorrow night's game against a very, very tough East Chicago Central team, and then get ready for that big game coming up against Avon.
Yeah, I would, Brian. That's my thought. If he's this bad and can't go at all, then I would sit him out 2 games here early in the season, give that ankle time to heal up a little bit.
So we will see what they do here. We did get the starting lineups, and it will be Michael Folks getting the start at the point guard position tonight. We'll give you those starters in just a few moments. In the meantime, we're going to take one more timeout. come back. The tip-off between the Bulldogs and the Warriors is the Bulldogs basketball on 1610 AM XRB and AudioSportsOnline.com.
If you're a business owner, with or without employees, you're probably wondering about your payroll. Is it being prepared correctly? Are the right amount of taxes being taken out? What about child support, workman's comp, auditing, unemployment, Social Security, local taxes, payroll deductions? It can be a bit overwhelming, but we've got the answer for you. The Payroll Department Incorporated. We'll take care of all those payroll headaches and manage any unique deductions that apply to your company. We offer several ways to submit your payroll and provide you with customized timesheets for reporting. The Payroll Department Incorporated, located at 701 North Green Street in Brownsburg.
Ivy Tech Community College offers a high-quality, high-value college education. Ivy Tech is the place to start a career or further your education. Even if you're planning to pursue a bachelor's degree, Ivy Tech's quality education is recognized statewide, so our credits transfer. Ivy Tech has a campus in Crawfordsville near I-74 at US 231. Complete your free application at ivytech.edu/apply now or call 888-IVY-LINE. Get started now on a brighter future at Ivy Tech.
What is a good neighbor? Well, it's someone nearby who helps make your life a little easier, and that's State Farm agent Pete Fay. He takes the time to understand your insurance and financial needs. So whatever you're preparing for your child's college education or planning for your retirement, get the kind of help you would expect from a good neighbor. Visit State Farm agent Pete Fay at 431 East Northville Drive, Suite 100 in Brownsburg. And remember, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. When you're trying to promote your website, the internet can sometimes seem like a hit-and-miss situation. There's search engine optimization, keywords, and don't forget your social media. At Internet Tech Specialists, they understand these things and can make a difference in your worldwide web presence. Go to InternetTechSpecialist.com for more information or look for their banner on the XRB website. Internet Tech Specialist, your full-service IT strategist. This holiday season, let Nelson Jewelers in Brownsburg help you select the perfect gift. New collections have arrived just in time for Christmas. Whether her wish list includes a new pair of earrings, a sparkling pendant, bracelet, or ring, Nelson Jewelers offers unique and affordable designs in silver, 14 and 18 karat gold, and diamonds. Visit Nelson Jewelers at 22 East Main Street in Brownsburg and online at www.nelsonjewelers.com. Nelson Jewelers since 1958. A little out of the way, very much out of the ordinary. Holidays are here, and that means a lot of family at your house, and well, that could mean some plumbing problems at the worst time. At Westside Plumbing, you'll get a plumber who is honest, respectful, and knows how to fix your problem. Call Westside Plumbing at 445-8399. That's 445-8399, serving Brownsburg and all of Hendricks County. Happy holidays from Westside Plumbing.
Welcome back to the Varsity Fieldhouse alongside Christopher Worley. My name is Brian Scott. We're getting ready for action tonight between the Brownsburg Bulldogs, ranked 8th in the Class 4A AP polls, and the Warren Central Warriors, who are ranked 9th in the AP polls. Let's give you the particulars for tonight's game. The head coach of the Warren Central Warriors in his 7th year is Greg Graham. He has a record of 71-62. And his starting lineup tonight will be a 4-guard look. At a guard is a 5'8 junior Bishop Smith. At the other guard is a 6'1 senior C.J. Hardaway. The third guard is a 6'1 sophomore Taquan Spivey. At the fourth guard is a 6'3 junior Jimon Henson. And at center is a 6'5 junior Antoine Jackson. So once again, in the backcourt for the Warriors, it is Smith, Spivey, and Hardaway. Henson and Jackson will make up what we could call the front court for the Warriors. For the Brownsburg Bulldogs, ranked 8th in the AP poll, the head coach is Steve Lynch. He's 22-4 in his second year at the helm of the Bulldogs, and a very impressive 125-56 in his 9th year overall. His starting lineup will show at a guard a 5'10 junior Michael Folks will get the start at the point guard position. A 6'2 junior Tyler Kurtz will be the off guard. At the swing position is a 6'3 senior KJ Walton. At one forward is a 6'4 senior Jordash Mavunga, and the other forward a 6'3 sophomore Landon Hall. So the backcourt for Coach Lynch Bulldogs will be Folks, Kurtz, and Walton, and the front court Mavunga and Hall. Those are your starting lineups for tonight's contest. The Brownsburg Bulldogs in the home white with the purple numerals and the purple lettering, and the Warren Central Warriors are in the gold unis with the black lettering and black numbers. So this looks to be a very entertaining basketball game tonight. So glad you could join us here on 1610 AM XRB and AudioSportsOnline.com.
You know, Brian, this is the first really full big night of high school basketball. A lot of games tonight. Avon's at Hamilton Southeastern, Fisher's at Noblesville, Pike at Ben Davis, another big game with statewide implications. Westfield's at Zionsville. A lot of big games tonight. Big night of high school basketball here on this first big Friday night.
First big Friday night, everybody in Hendricks County in action, with the exception of the Tri-West Bruins. They're actually getting tonight and tomorrow night off, mainly because, of course, their football team just won the state title. A lot of those, there's several of those team members that are also in the basketball squad. They're going to get a 1-week reprieve as they'll get a little bit of a chance. They'll have to make up games against Western Boone and Beech Grove. Jumping center will be Jordash Mavunga for the Bulldogs against Antoine Jackson. And we're ready for basketball here on Audio Sports Online. So wherever you are, we hope you enjoy tonight's game.
Coach Lynch, a quick word there to starting point guard Michael Folks filling in now for Darian Ringo. I think Folks can handle this.
Ball is in the air, and the tip is going to be controlled by the Bulldogs. They will move left to right as you listen and watch on your computer monitor, and we will watch the Warren Central Warriors immediately go into a man-to-man as the Bulldogs swing it around toward the right end. They get it down in the low post to Mavunga, kicks it out. Walton drives, kicks it to the top of the key, and the Bulldogs move it around, and now they'll reset the offense. Folks looks down low. Now he'll get Hall coming off of a screen. He'll give it to Walton, left wing down low. This is Mavunga. Double team comes. He kicks it back to Walton. And the Bulldogs once again will set up the offense as the double team is coming to the low post in a rather quick movement. Here's a nice find. Mavunga finds Folks, who kicks it out. Driving is Tyler Kurtz. His shot off the rim, and the rebound is controlled by Jamon Henson, and the Warriors go the other way.
That was a physical play. Tyler Kurtz certainly thought there was a foul. Warren Central hits a three.
Hitting the three-point basket is Bishop Smith, and the Warriors have the first bucket of the night, and they lead the Bulldogs 3-0 with a minute gone in this opening quarter. They feed Landon Hall, who'll give it to Jordash Mavunga out on the beyond the arc. Now they gives it to Walton. Walton, free throw line, puts up a shot. He thought he was fouled. Shot's no good, and the rebound comes to Warren Central. So one and done for the Bulldogs each way. Here's Smith again for three, but that's off the side of the rim, and Folks will grab the rebound for the Bulldogs. They'll quickly get it up, finds Kurtz, left wing, beyond the arc, picked up man-to-man by Jamon Henson, and gives it back to Folks. Folks, right side. This is KJ Walton. Now to Mavunga between the circles, top of the key. Feeds right side. Looks to set up Folks. Folks finds Hall down the lane, tries to drive and split a pair of Warrior defenders, and the first whistle of the night will signal a foul against the Warriors.
Landon Hall, the sophomore, has started all three of the first games for Brownsburg. And one thing we've learned about Landon, he can shoot it a little bit from the outside, more than a little bit. So I expect him to be a factor in the Brownsburg offense. I think he had 8 points that first game, not much down at Southport. But this sophomore, Landon Hall, is going to be a contributor this year, and he can shoot as he does hit his first free throw.
Hall on the season, perfect, 2 of 2 from the line, make it 3 of 3 as he hits the first of a pair, and the Bulldogs are on the board. Second free throw is up. He drains them both, and the Warriors have a 3-2 lead with 6:15 left to go in the opening quarter of play. Bulldogs will go into a 2-3 zone as Smith gets it across the timeline, dribbles left side, now gives it up top to C.J. Hardaway. Hardaway has the ball poked from behind by Kurtz. He will feed Walton, and Walton will lay it in with a right hand.
Yeah, they did get a steal on a run out, even without Ringo, and there's another turnover by Warren Central.
Quick whistle on another turnover, back-to-back turnovers as the Bulldogs take the lead 4-3 on the Walton layup, and they'll have the basketball after the Warrior turnover. So 4-3 Bulldogs, 5:48 left to go. Opening quarter is Folks. Picks up his dribble, feeds Mavunga at the left elbow. Mavunga, right-hand dribble, he picks it up and he hands it to Walton. Walton drives, pull-up jumper from about 14 is off the rim, no good, and the rebound's controlled by Henson of Warren Central. He'll bring it up, now kick it up top to Smith. They'll swing it around to the left side into the hands of Hardaway. Back to Smith as they look over this Bulldog 2-3 zone.
Jordash Mavunga at the center of that zone, guarding the post player down low.
C.J. Hardaway, now feed the right elbow. This is Taquan Spivey. He kicks it right side to Henson. Henson's shot, no good. Actually, it was Antoine Jackson. Mavunga with a rebound. He'll give it to Folks. Will bring it across the timeline. 5:05 left to go. Opening quarter. Bulldogs with a 4-3 lead. This is Landon Hall beyond the arc, guarded by C.J. Hardaway. Kicks right side back to Michael Folks. Folks finds Tyler Kurtz at the top of the key. And now K.J. Walton, right wing. Nice crossover. And a kick ball is going to result in the ball belonging to the Bulldogs.
You know, just in the physical matchups here, of course, Brownsburg star K.J. Walton certainly has good size. He plays a lot of perimeter, but he looks to be stronger and a little taller and faster than a lot of the Warren Central defenders.
Folks gets the ball into Mavunga. Mavunga is fouled on a reach around by Antoine Jackson. That's his first, team foul number 2 against the Warriors, and the Bulldogs will take it out of bounds from the end line as Michael Folks will trigger it. We remain at 4-3 Bulldogs, 4:49 left to go opening quarter. They get the ball into Hall. Hall, right wing, picks up his dribble, now looking for somebody to come back for the ball. They find Walton. Walton finds Folks, gives it to Mavunga. Baseline drive, nice right hand off the glass and in.
Boy, there he showed Jordash's confidence. Didn't take the three-pointer. He could have there, but drove down that baseline, got the layup and in over the Warren Central defense. Good job by Mavunga.
6-3 Bulldogs, 4:26 left to go first quarter as the Bulldogs stay in that 2-3 zone. Here's Henson, drives, pull-up jumper from about 6 feet is up and good for DeJamon Henson.
Well, he found a seam in that zone there and got himself a nice little short jumper. Henson, the basket for Warren Central.
Bulldogs with the basketball. Again, Warriors stay in this man-to-man as the Bulldogs swing it around. They find Mavunga down in the low post. Double team comes. Mavunga, ball fake, now kicks it out. Here's Michael Folks at the top of the key between the circles. Kicks left side to KJ. KJ drives, left-hander, lays it up off of the glass in the end.
KJ's going to be able to get most of his shots on his own. He can easily drive against these Warren Central defense. As I said earlier, he's got a physical advantage against this team.
Bulldogs with a 3-point lead as KJ going to the glass, driving to the basket, and he has 4 points. Warriors have the basketball. They swing around right side to Hardaway. Left side now. Henson's three is off the rim. No good. Rebounded by K.J. Walton, and Walton will bring it up himself. Crosses the circle, kicks it out left side. Tyler Kurtz alone for three from the corner. That shot's no good, and the rebound is controlled by Hardaway of the Warriors.
That's a shot that Tyler Kurtz is going to have to start making to be a contributor to the Brownsburg offense.
Henson drives to the basket, lays it up off the rim. It falls off the flange, but a whistle and a foul looks like it's going to go against the Bulldogs. Mavunga, first team foul against Brownsburg. Henson heads to the line to shoot a pair. First trip to the free throw line tonight for Warren Central, and Jamon Henson hits the first of two.
Looks like big Dalton Vachon going to check in for the Bulldogs now, Brian.
Dalton Vachon is in. Landon Hall will depart, as Vachon will give them a little bit bigger size down low. Second free throw from Henson is up. It's good. He has 4 points, and the Bulldog lead is trimmed to 1, 8-7, as we approach the 3-minute mark left to go in the opening quarter. Folks, nice bounce pass, but it's stolen. It's poked away by Taquan Spivey. They were looking for K.J. Walton coming on a back cut, but the ball's poked away on good hands by Spivey, and the Warriors will look to see if they can retake the lead down by a point with 2:45. And now we have a whistle away from the ball and an offensive foul called against the Warriors. Look like coming off of the screen, we're going to have a whistle called as it will go against Taquan Spivey. That's his first, team foul number 3 against Warren Central, and the Bulldogs have the basketball.
Coach Lynch has a play called on this possession.
Vashon goes right side to Folks. Folks lobs it into Mavunga. Mavunga will back it out as the double team came. Driving in the lane, KJ Walton will not get the bucket, and they will call a foul, I believe, on the floor.
Yeah, that play call was a post-up for Mavunga, but Warren Central had it covered, so they had to improvise. KJ ran around and got inside there and drew the foul.
14 foul against Warren Central, as the foul is going to go against Antoine Jackson, and they're saying that's his third. Walton's first free throw is good.
KJ 11 out of 15, 73% from the line coming into this game.
Taking a seat is Tyler Kurtz. Second free throw, no good for KJ, and a whistle and a foul is going to be called, as I believe they're going to get Mavunga going over the back.
Yeah, of course, with Brownsburg and the injury to Ringo, they don't want to lose any of their starters to foul trouble, so the boys are going to have to be careful. Maybe that's one of the reasons we're seeing Brownsburg in a zone here in the first quarter. Normally, Brownsburg does not play a lot of zone. Coach Lynch likes a pressuring man-to-man defense, but maybe they're trying to preserve some of these starters here for a little bit in the absence of Ringo.
Jimmy Sims is in now for the Bulldogs, and also Landon Hall as Mavunga takes a seat. The Warriors have the basketball. This is Henson between the circles with a left-hand dribble. Goes right side. This is C.J. Hardaway. Hardaway left side finds Spivey. Back to Hardaway. Hardaway drives in the lane, and a little sloppy on that drive to the basket. He's going to be called for steps, and another Warrior turnover will give the ball back to the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I have them with 3 turnovers so far. Jimmy Sims, as you mentioned in the game, he got a little time down at Southport there in the second half and did not look intimidated. He may be a talented player that may be a contributor here.
Sims with the basketball at the left wing, gives it up to Vashon between the circles. Vashon right side, Walton. Walton cut off at the free throw line, gives it up to Folks. Folks right wing, feeds it down low to Sims, and we're going to have a reach-in foul on C.J. Hardaway for the Warriors. And with 1:45 left to go in this opening quarter, that'll be the 15th foul against Warren Central.
There we saw Jimmy Sims get good position down low under the bucket. Set down on that post play and drew the foul.
Here's Walton driving in the lane through 3 Warriors, doesn't get the bucket. Rebound is off of a Warrior, and the ball will stay down at this end in the hands of the Bulldogs with 1:40 left to go in the opening quarter, and Brownsburg leading 9-7.
Boy, this quarter of scoring nowhere near what we saw last Friday night in that opener here. Last Friday night it was 20-20 after first quarter. I think Brownsburg wants a little slower pace right now, especially with Ringo out.
They will give the ball to Hall. He'll swing it out to Sims, right wing, back to Hall between the circles. 1:30 left to go, and the Bulldogs up by 2. Vashon finds Folks, left elbow, pop-up jumper is up and good.
Good to see Folks go ahead and get an open shot behind the Dalton Vashon screen, and he made a shot.
Folks hit it from about the left elbow, and the Bulldogs are now up by 4 as we have 1:10 left to go in this fast first quarter of action.
I think that'll help Michael Folks' confidence.
Warren Central looking to move it around the perimeter. Bulldogs collapsing that zone quickly on the perimeter. This is Henson with the basketball. Left side to C.J. Smith. Back to Henson between the circles. Right side to Hardaway. Hardaway dribbles, gives it left side, and gets it back as they move the ball around the perimeter. Now they feed down low to Hardaway in the low post, and he'll get the bucket and draw the foul.
Boy, Hardaway just listed at 6'1". He got that shot up and over the 6'8" Dalton Vashon. You know, they like to, Warren Central moves that ball back and forth, reversing the ball on the floor along that perimeter. Really don't have a post presence down low, but an effective move there by Mr. C.J. Hardaway. Got the bucket and the foul shot for Warren Central.
Trying to convert the three-point play, and he does, and that'll make it a 1-point Bulldog lead with under 44 seconds left to play in this opening quarter. First foul against Vashon, 13 foul against the Bulldogs. So a fast-moving first quarter. Bulldogs up by a point, playing for the last shot. They tried to feed down to Tyler Kurtz, but the shot poked away. Tried to force that one into the low post, and the Warriors will now have the ball, and they could play for the final shot as well. They'll give it up top to Smith. He'll swing it around left side. With the basketball, C.J. Hardaway. He'll give it up to Henson in the left wing, back to Hardaway. Hardaway between the circles, goes right side to Bishop Smith. Skip pass over to Henson. His shot no good. Rebounded by Walton, and as Walton gets control of the orange, he's going to be fouled. Looks like Paul Miner, who's now into the game for Warren Central, will pick up his first foul, but it's the 16th foul. And with 5.9 seconds left to go in the first quarter, the Bulldogs will be shooting free throws for the remainder of this half. Getting it up quickly, they get it to Sims in the left corner. He picks up his dribble to Hall, has to hoist it up, and the shot from beyond the arc at top of the key is no good. And that is the end of a very, very fast-moving opening quarter of play. We've played 8 minutes of basketball here at the Varsity Fieldhouse, and the Bulldogs ranked number 8 in the AP. They lead the 9th-ranked Warren Central Warriors 11-10. Back with second quarter action after this. This is Bulldogs basketball on 1610 AM XRB and AudioSportsOnline.com.
You know, nothing makes you think of the future like holding it in your arms. The wonder of being a new parent includes planning your child's future, and now's the time to start looking to someone who's been there from the start. State Farm agent Pete Fay in Brownsburg can ensure your life insurance will keep pace with your family's growing financial needs. So for more information on life insurance, visit State Farm agent Pete Fay at 431 East Northfield Drive, Suite 100 in Brownsburg. And remember, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. If you're a business owner, with or without employees, you're probably wondering about your payroll. Is it being prepared correctly? Are the right amount of taxes being taken out? What about child support, workman's comp, auditing, unemployment, Social Security, local taxes, payroll deductions? It can be a bit overwhelming, but we've got the answer for you. The Payroll Department Incorporated. We'll take care of all those payroll headaches and manage any unique deductions that apply to your company. We offer several ways to submit your payroll and provide you with customized timesheets for reporting. The Payroll Department Incorporated, located at 701 North Green Street in Brownsburg.
Second quarter beginning right now as we are here at the Varsity Fieldhouse at Brownsburg High School alongside Christopher Worley. I'm Brian Scott. Bulldogs lead the Warriors 11-10. KJ Walton leads all scorers so far, 5 points in that opening quarter. Jamon Henson with 4 points for the Warriors, and the Warriors will have the basketball to begin the second quarter. They'll feed it right side. This is Hardaway, right wing. Dribbles the basketball, looking for an opening, and now kicks it left side back to Smith. Smith, left wing. As the Bulldogs stay in this 2-3 zone, they've been in the zone the entire game so far as they look to rotate it around toward the basketball. Hardaway dribbles, kicks right side, 3-ball on the way, shot up and no good. Michael Folks comes away with a rebound for Brownsburg as it was Jamon Henson with the 3. Bulldogs with a 1-point lead. First possession of the second quarter. 3-ball. Landon Hall. His shot no good. Walton with a rebound. He'll go up strong and put it up and in.
I really, really like the physical matchup in favor of Brownsburg here. They're a bit stronger, a bit taller. The physical size advantage of Brownsburg so far. KJ got that rebound, scooped it up and in for the putback. 7
points for KJ Walton. The Bulldogs with a 3-point lead as we've played the first minute of this second quarter. 13-10 Brownsburg out in front as the Warriors still looking to try to attack that zone. Bulldogs doing a good job of rotating to the ball. This is Bishop Smith. He's cut off, and they'll swing it over to C.J. Hardaway. Back left side to Henson, back to Smith. Smith, right wing. Bounce pass to Hardaway. Skip pass to Henson in the corner, and a good follow, and now a steal by Folks. Tried to do the skip pass, folks, right there to take it away out of the hands of Jamon Henson, and the Bulldogs have the basketball.
Landon Hall had a hand in that steal, too. As you said, that is a zone, Brian, but they will jump out on those shooters. As soon as somebody catches the ball on the perimeter, Brownsburg on them.
Here's Hall, another 3-ball on the way. This one's a little long, and the rebound's controlled by Hardaway for the Warriors. They'll try to rush it up the court quickly. Hardaway drives in the lane and gets a soft little runner to drop. And Coach Steve Lynch not happy at all about that play as Hardaway beat the rest of the Bulldogs back down the fort, drove the left side of the lane, was able to get the soft little layup to drop. And with 6:05 left to go in this first quarter, the Bulldogs still lead 13-12. But Coach Lynch is going to talk to them about that last bit of offense-defense.
Yeah, Brian, he demands you get back on defense. And the target of his wrath, if you will, on that play was that Michael Folks did not hustle back on defense. Everybody's got to get back. Strong defense is a strong suit of the Bulldogs, and they were just a little lazy or a little late, we'll say, on getting back to stop those Warren Central fast break.
Right now on the court for Warren Central will be Bishop Smith, C.J. Hardaway, Jamon Henson, Jay Hines is in the contest, and Also see, I believe, Taquan Spivey, that is Courtney Richardson. Those are the 5 on the court for the Warriors. Is driving as Folks. His shot rims out, but there's K.J. Walton with a rebound, but he loses the basketball. He was trying to get it to Folks on the right side, but it was stolen away by Bishop Smith, and the turnover gives the ball back to Warren Central, and hanging up there, getting the nice entry pass is Jay Hines. He gets the soft little floater to go, and he's going to be fouled and try for the three-point play.
Not a good last minute of play here for Brownsburg. We had that defensive lapse and getting back, and now a turnover on the other end leads to Warren Central breakout. They not only get the bucket, but they get another foul, and they'll be shooting at the foul line. 5:42 left here, first half.
Landon Hall credited with the foul as Hines converts the three-point play, and the Warriors with the bucket and the free throw have taken the lead as they lead Brownsburg 15-13 with 5:35 left to go in this first half of play. Try to set the Bulldogs offense. It's Dalton Vachon. K.J. Walton, who has the basketball, drives left wing, and a whistle as he drove. They're going to call the foul against Warren Central. That'll be their 7th team foul, and that will mean 1-1 is in effect.
Yeah, that foul out on the perimeter. We do have to remember now that high schools followed the lead of some of the college refereeing, and that they are going to call hand checks or hand fouls against a defensive player when they're out on the perimeter. If they put 2 hands or an arm bar on the offensive player, more than likely it's going to get called this year.
Walton hits the first, will get the bonus. KJ now 2 of 3 from the line, and on this very, very young season, a 73% free throw shooter. Currently it is Landon Hall, Michael Folks, K.J. Walton, Tyler Kurtz, and Dalton Vachon. Those are your 5 players, on the floor for the Bulldogs. Second free throw rims out, and it's controlled by C.J. Hardaway of Warren Central. Bulldogs trail 15-14 with 5:19 left to go in this first half. Bulldogs now going into more of a 1-3-1 look in the zone as they're trying to keep the ball down from getting into the low paint. Warren Central got it to the right side, but had to kick it out as the Bulldogs came with a help defense. Driving his Hardaway. His turnaround jumper from about 10 feet's no good. And Dalton Vachon clears the rebound, and he's fouled as he grabs the orange. And the foul's going to go against Warren Central, an offensive foul. In the bonus, they will come the other way. Foul looks like it is going to go against Jay Hines. That's his first, team foul number 8. And Dalton Vachon is heading to the free throw line. He is 1 of 3 on the season.
Well, we needed that rebound there by Dalton. We talked about that earlier. He went up strong. He looked like a big man right there. Went up, grabbed the ball with 2 hands, got a strong rebound. He's shooting at the line.
Free throws off the back iron, no good, and the rebound's controlled by Jamon Henson of Warren Central. They lead by a point with 4:50 left to go in the second quarter. Henson, left side, gets the ball up to C.J. Hardaway. Hardaway back to Henson. Top of the key, 3 balls on its way in, good. Jamon Henson with the 3. He has 7 to lead the Warriors, and they're up by 4.
Boy, Henson, great looking form on that top of the key three-pointer. Really good fundamentally shot right there. Drained it.
Tyler Kurtz with the basketball left side to Michael Folks. Folks looks to Hall, who was cutting through the lane but decided against it. Now from the top of the key, K.J. Walton shot no good, but mistiming his jump was Henson, and Vachon cleared the board, kicked it out to Kurtz. Kurtz's jumper is no good, and the rebound by Smith. Smith gets it in the hands of Hardaway. Hardaway, free throw line, kicks it down low, and the shot's up and good. Is getting the bucket is Jay Hines.
Yeah, got the put back up over there over Dalton Vachon. Dalton's got to stop that shot. Here's Kurtz, another shot.
Here's Kurtz, credit for a 3, shot no good. Folks with a rebound, goes up, too strong, gets his own rebound. It falls off the right of the rim. Ball tipped up, still going, and this one's going to go off of Warren Central. Substitutions now, as leaving will be Kurtz and Vachon. Entering the lineup, Adrian Chapman for the first time, and Jordash Mavunga also coming back in. Returning to the lineup for Warren Central entering the lineup is Jordan Hildeberg, as Bishop Smith finally gets a breather.
Brian, I like to play Michael Folks there. Went aggressively to the board. 2 rebounds, a putback, just couldn't get it to go.
Mavunga on the inbound from Folks. Can't get it to drop, and Warren Central comes the other way. with the basketball, Hildeberg. They move it around right side. Now feed low post. Here's Hines. Puts it up with the right hand. Up and good.
Well, we talk about Brownsburg having a physical edge in this game. You wouldn't know it by some of the close shots that Warren Central's getting. They're scoring underneath here in these last 5 minutes.
An 8-point lead as Walton goes in. He has his shot partially blocked underneath by Taquan Spivey, and Warren Central can put this lead to double digits with a bucket here. Under 3 minutes left to go, 22-14. Henson's three on its way. A little too strong, but he gets the ball off of the hands of Landon Hall. Henson is stripped going through the lane by Jordash Mavunga, but they'll say the ball went off of Mavunga and will stay down at the end with Warren Central. Returning to the lineup for the Bulldogs will be Tyler Kurtz. He'll come in for Landon Hall.
Rebounds about even right now. I have Brownsburg with a slight edge, 10-9. Very unscientific total there, Brian.
Warriors with the basketball up by 8, 2:45 left to go first half, as Brownsburg stays now in more of a 1-2-2-2-3 zone as they look to bring it to the basketball. Driving is Taquan Spivey, and he will lay it up with a soft right hand.
Another close-in basket for Warren Central. Jordash Mavunga needed to jump out on that man, play a little tighter defense. He was the center, if you will, in that zone, and Coach Lynch saw the same thing, and he's going to call a timeout.
It will be the second timeout. This will be a full timeout. We will take a timeout as well. With 2:23 left to go, first half, Warren Central up 24-14 over the Bulldogs. This is Bulldogs basketball on 1610 AM XRB and ASO.
When you're trying to promote your website, the internet can sometimes seem like a hit-and-miss situation. There's search engine optimization, keywords, and don't forget your social media. At Internet Tech Specialists, they understand these things and can make a difference in your worldwide web presence. Go to InternetTechSpecialist.com for more information or look for their banner on the XRB website. Internet Tech Specialist, your full-service IT strategist.
Warren Central has outscored the Bulldogs 14-3 in this second quarter. They now have a 10-point lead, 24-14, alongside Chris Worley. I'm Brian Scott. Jay Hines, 7 points here in this second quarter to help pace Warren Central, as Warren Central was having a tough time getting some of their perimeter shots, as the Bulldogs are doing a good job of running them off of the perimeter using that zone. But now that's opened up a lot of low post play.
It really has, and it's quite surprising. They're scoring over the taller, more physical Brownsburg defenders on the inside. And they have opened up a 10-point lead right now. Brownsburg's got to get it going. Brownsburg not shooting a good percentage.
It'll be Folks, Kurtz, Mavunga, Walton, and Chapman. Adrian Chapman stays on the court for the Bulldogs. This is Walton, right wing, drives, puts it up, off the glass, gets the bucket.
Easy to see what play Coach Lynch called at that timeout. Let's get the ball to KJ on the perimeter, let him drive.
Walton with 10 points, and the Bulldogs trail by 8 as we hit the 2-minute mark, and the ball tipped, and the loose ball is going to be controlled by Warren Central. Driving in the lane, throwing it up with a right hand on a nifty move was Taquan. They said C.J. Hardaway. I thought it was Taquan Spivey.
It was Hardaway on that, Brian.
Either way, it's back to a 10-point lead as they move it around. The Bulldogs move to the right side. Nice entry pass as Folks finds Mavunga down in the low block on the right side. As Mavunga goes up, he's going to be fouled. That'll be the 9th team foul against Warren Central.
Another physical matchup they could win on the offensive end is to get Jordash more of those low post shots. He powered his way up there and was fouled by the Warren Central defense.
Jay Hines with the foul as Jordash hits his first free throw of the night. As Jordan Hildeberg will leave and Bishop Smith will return for Warren Central. Jordash with one more free throw. He nails them both. He now has 4 points. Substitutions now. Paul Miner in for Warren Central. Dalton Bashan will take over for Jordash Mavunga. Mavunga leaves with 2 fouls and 4 points.
Yeah, Mavunga, a good foul shooter. Came into this game at 75%. Needed those there. Brownsburg's got to play some good defense, turn over this ball, and get a few more scores here before the half.
Bulldogs still have a couple of fouls to give. Only 14 fouls here in the first half. Meanwhile, one more Warren Central foul will put the Bulldogs in the double bonus. 1:20 left to go, first half. Warren Central leads 26-18. Left side, Smith back up top to Hardaway. Hardaway puts it into the free throw line on a nice entry pass to Jamon Henson. He hits the turnaround jumper. He has 9 points, and it's back to a 10-point Warrior lead.
Really impressed with Henson's fundamentals. A great-looking shot.
Bulldogs up top. Dalton Basham between the circles goes right side to KJ. KJ finds Tyler Kurtz. Warren Central has played man-to-man this entire game while the Bulldogs have stayed in the zone. With the basketball, pull-up jumper, KJ Walton from near the right elbow. Shot no good. Rebound controlled by Jamon Henson of Warren Central. 38 seconds remain in the half.
Well, I don't have Brownsburg's field goal percentage, but not good here in this first half, Ron.
They'll kick it left side. Henson's three is short. Rebounded by Landon Hall. 27 seconds remain in the half. Walton drives left side, puts it up, thought he got fouled, probably rushed that shot, and the ball will be off and out of bounds, and they'll say it went off of the Bulldogs as Michael Folks battled over there on the sideline with Jamon Henson. They'll say the ball went off Michael, and the ball will belong to Warren Central with 18.8 seconds remaining in the first half.
Yeah, and battle he did by hustling and diving for that loose ball on the floor. Michael Folks stopped a Warren Central breakout. Play good defense here, hold this under a double-digit lead if they can.
Smith will inbound it to C.J. Hardaway in the backcourt, who will slowly bring it into the front court. With 12 seconds left, they will now run their offense. Smith gives it to Hardaway. Hardaway around the screen, drives in the lane, puts up the shot, and gets a tough-looking shot to go down. Hardaway with 9 points. Half-court shot by Folks is no good. And the Bulldogs will go to the locker room trailing Warren Central by the score of 30-18. I want to make sure you stay tuned because coming up here at the half, Christopher Worley is going to be talking with a pair of Brownsburg Volley Dogs, Claire Hathaway and Allie Byers. Coming up at the half, Bulldogs trail by 12. This is Bulldogs basketball on XRB and Audio Sports Online.
If you're a business owner with or without employees, you're probably wondering about your payroll. Is it being prepared correctly? Are the right amount of taxes being taken out? What about child support, workman's comp, auditing, unemployment, social security, local taxes, payroll deductions? It can be a bit overwhelming, but we've got the answer for you. The Payroll Department Incorporated. We'll take care of all those payroll headaches and manage any unique deductions that apply to your company. We offer several ways to submit your payroll and provide you with customized timesheets for reporting. The Payroll Department Incorporated, located at 701 North Green Street in Brownsburg.
Ivy Tech Community College offers a high-quality, high-value college education. Ivy Tech is the place to start a career or further your education. Even if you're planning to pursue a bachelor's degree, Ivy Tech's quality education is recognized statewide, so our credits transfer. Ivy Tech has a campus in Crawfordsville near I-74 at US 231. Complete your free application at ivytech.edu/apply now or call 888-IVY-LINE. Get started now on a brighter future at Ivy Tech.
What is a good neighbor? Well, it's someone nearby who helps make your life a little easier, and that's State Farm agent Pete Fay. He takes the time to understand your insurance and financial needs. So whatever you're preparing for your child's college education or planning for your retirement, get the kind of help you would expect from a good neighbor. Visit State Farm agent Pete Fay at 431 East Northville Drive, Suite 100 in Brownsburg. And remember, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Okay, back here at halftime with Warren Central stretching out to a 12-point lead. They lead 30-18 over your Brownsburg Bulldogs. And we have a couple of great student athletes for the Brownsburg Bulldogs here with you. A couple of our fine lady volleyball players. We have Claire Hathaway and Allie Byers. Of course, these girls were juniors last year. Of course, they'll be seniors next year. And what a great season of Brownsburg volleyball they had. They went 26-6. Lost in the state tournament to defending state champion Avon, but we'll talk about that. But a great season. I guess, Claire, I want to ask you, 26-6, fantastic season. What did you think of that season just passed?
I think that it all had to do with our team chemistry this year. We were able to play as a team, and we were able to get more mentally tough, throughout the season, knowing that Avon was our biggest component. And when it came to in county, we knew like this is our job now. Like this is what we need to focus on for this next hour and execute and do what we're supposed to do. When we got to the sectional tournament, we knew that we needed to have the same like mindset and everything, but they came out stronger than they were before, and we had a lot of sick players, and we're looking forward to playing them next year.
Yeah, well, you did go to the sectional final though, so that was good. And I do want to ask you, Allie, about that Hendricks County tournament. You won the championship there, never lost a set in the Hendricks County tournament, and defeated Avon in the final 3-0. That had to be one of the high points of your season.
Yeah, it was definitely a turning point in our season. Just even the Brownsburg and Avon rivalry, it's always been a big thing, and so it was nice to finally do that. And like Bob always said, to get some numbers on our wall, and so we finally did that after Avon has won 2 state championships. So it was definitely a boost for us and for seasons to come, I think.
That's great, and one of the good points about Brownsburg volleyball is you did this with a young team. You only had 2 seniors, right, Claire?
Yes.
Who were your 2 seniors?
Jessica Van Loo and Kayla Knox.
Right, so you had a young team. You really did a good job. One thing I was amazed, I got to following you girls this year, is what a busy schedule you have. You had 32 matches in just 2 months. Now, you work in practices during the week too, Allie?
Yeah, we start right after school, and we usually end around, 4:30-ish.
Wow.
And so typically we condition at the end, but as school starts to get going and as we have a busy schedule, we don't do it as much. But definitely during the summer, we work out for, I'd say, over a couple months, and it's just hardcore conditioning to get us in shape for seasons like that.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you about. How do you stay in shape? Claire, what do you do during the summer to get ready for a volleyball season as far as your physical conditioning?
Well, I know some of the girls weightlift. We don't have necessarily team lifting, but we go individually into that. We have team practices, conditioning, like Allie said. We do IU camp. We go to IU and we play with other schools like Hamilton Southeastern and other 4A schools and some 3A and 2A schools too. And we compete and we have a tournament at the end then. So we get prior exposure to the season to know what we need to prepare for during the season and our state of mind that we need to be in.
Sure. I do also want to ask you, Allie, it looks, when you girls are out there, to people who don't know volleyball, it looks kind of like chaos out there, but you guys really have a plan out there. You have set plays, and you all have positions, so tell us a little bit about how that works. It's not just chaos. You do have a plan out there.
Yeah, definitely. Before each play, for me as a setter, I have to call what we're going to do, and as you play the game more, you learn, who are the best blockers or who are the tallest blockers, the best hitters, and you want to kind of work your offense around that and your defense. So really, volleyball, there's always a plan to it. And, of course, there's some balls that get shanked and you just kind of have to go and get them. But, other than that, there's always, a system to it.
Sure. Well, I'm glad you mentioned blocks. Of course, Claire, that's one of your specialties. You led the squad in blocks. What leads to being a good blocker?
Coach Bob always tells me to press over the net, and that would be a key thing. Just being on time, knowing where your hitters are, knowing what they are prone to run, who's the fastest hitter, how fast is their middle. My job is to eliminate their middle as best as I can, so I really focus on the other team's middle and watching her footwork and watching where she's going, and you just always have to be proactive and know where all of your hitters are and just be quick and yeah.
And Allie, you had a lot of assists, a ton of them. What goes into getting all of those assists, Allie?
I don't know, really just going for the ball and just knowing when it's yours, and again, with the strategy of who's the best hitters, blockers, I don't know. It just kind of, I don't really think too much when I say. It just kind of comes natural.
Well, it does for you, and you're awful good at it. And then I just want to ask, going into your senior season here, of course, on Brownsburg sports teams, we want to see good leadership, juniors and seniors. And Allie, I think we saw Claire last year just as a junior. She's real vocal. I know you all support each other, but I thought she showed some good leadership this past year.
Yeah, definitely. Claire was known as our Energizer Bunny, as Bob would say. And definitely with the young team that we had, people had to step up with our seniors not really playing as much. All the juniors really had to step up and kind of take the leadership, especially going into next season when we're going to be those seniors and having to do that.
Right, and then Claire, I just wanted to ask you, must be nice having somebody like Allie right by your side. You know her game. Of course, you know she's going to set those assists, but she's a good friend to you as well.
Excellent. Yep, definitely. She has always been the teammate that I go to with the same determination I have. Like, we have pump-up conversations, like, before every game. We're like, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to, I don't know. She just always, like, gets me in the state of mind, and she's a great leader, and she's a great teammate and an excellent friend.
Well, we want to thank you both for the visit. Wish you a lot of luck. Get out there next year, folks, and see this volleyball squad. It's very entertaining. It's a fast-paced, physical action. These girls are fantastic. Thanks again. Good luck to both of you on your senior seasons.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
That was Claire Hathaway and Allie Byers with Christopher Worley. We'll come back. We'll give you a few thoughts about what happened in this first half and second half action coming up. This is Bulldogs basketball on XRB.
If you're a business owner, with or without employees, you're probably wondering about your payroll. Is it being prepared correctly? Are the right amount of taxes being taken out? What about child support, workman's comp, auditing, unemployment, social security, local taxes, payroll deductions? It can be a bit overwhelming, but we've got the answer for you. The Payroll Department Incorporated. We'll take care of all those payroll headaches and manage any unique deductions that apply to your company. We offer several ways to submit your payroll and provide you with customized timesheets for reporting. The Payroll Department Incorporated, located at 701 North Green Street in Brownsburg.
Alongside Christopher Worley, I'm Brian Scott as we wind down halftime here at the Varsity Fieldhouse. The Bulldogs trail Warren Central by the score of 30-18. It was a close nip-tuck first quarter as the Bulldogs, led Warren Central 11-10. Second quarter, totally different story. Warren Central outscored Brownsburg 20-7 in that second quarter. 6 points coming from C.J. Hardaway in that quarter and 7 points coming from Jay Hines. Leading all scores, however, is the Bulldogs' K.J. Walton. He had 10 points, 5 in the first quarter, 5 in the second quarter, but scoring really was a problem for the Bulldogs in that second quarter. But probably more troubling for head coach Steve Lynch was the Bulldogs' defense. While the zone did an excellent job of limiting Warren Central on the perimeter in the first quarter, Warren Central was much more aggressive down in the low post, getting quite a few easy trips to the hoop on layups and low post play. And Chris, as they say in every aspect of defense in basketball, your first job is to stop the basketball.
Yeah, no doubt about it, Brian. I'm quite surprised. If we say Brownsburg has a physical edge, well, they didn't have it near the basket. As Warren Central, good job by their coaching staff. Maybe they told their kids, hey, if they're coming out strong on us in perimeter, let's dump the ball down low. And even though they are outsized in the post play, they were able to score inside, and that led to Warren Central's big second quarter. Brownsburg going to have to play better defense, but they're also going to have to score the ball. And they did not shoot a good percentage, I know, from the outside there. Tyler Kurtz needs to hit some shots. Landon Hall needs to hit some shots. I think the boys will step up here in the second half. They've always been good these past 2 years under Coach Lynch at making adjustments at halftime and coming out strong in the third quarter.
Bulldogs will have the ball to begin the third quarter, moving left to right. Same starters. It'll be Folks, Kurt, Walton, Mavunga, and Hall to start the second half for the Bulldogs. Meanwhile, it'll be the same starting five for Warren Central: Smith, Spivey, Hardaway, Henson, and Jackson. We didn't see a whole lot of Antoine Jackson. His KJ spin in the lane, no good. Goes up, gets the rebound. His second shot is rejected by Jackson. Jackson with 3 fouls is driving the lane with a left-hand runner is C.J. Hardaway on a strong move to the cup. And it is going to, he missed it as the ball is rebounded and controlled by Brownsburg. Remains 30-18.
There's Warren Central with another attempt right at the hoop, just missed it.
Bulldogs have the basketball. They got a good look close, but Walton couldn't convert. Here's Kurt's right wing, left side KJ near the top of the key. He is picked up by Spivey. Driving the lane is Mavunga. He leaves it long with a right hand. Walton with a rebound on the follow-up. Couldn't get the bucket to go, but KJ Walton's going to head to the free throw line where he is 2 of 4 so far tonight.
KJ very active, rebounding and trying to score the basketball in this game. I think he's trying to make up for the absence of point guard Darian Ringo, who, in case you missed our first half, is out with a hurt ankle. Brownsburg has a game tomorrow afternoon, a big event down at Southport Fieldhouse. We don't know if he'll be able to make that at all tomorrow either for Darian Ringo. So KJ Walton at the line makes the first shot.
Antoine Jackson, who probably saw a grand total of 4 minutes in that first half, he has to sit now with 4 fouls. He's replaced by Jamon Henson, as Walton's second free throw is no good. Henson with a rebound. Henson, though off the bench, had 9 points for Warren Central, as he was a force for the Warriors, and he has the ball. He gives it to Smith. He'll move it around the right side. Back up top, driving right side of the lane is Spivey. He has his poked away by Folks, but into the hands of C.J. Hardaway, and Hardaway will reset the offense for Warren Central. They lead 30-19 with 6:41 left to go, third quarter. Brownsburg going to a man now, man-to-man defense, driving, and they kick it out. Right side, here's Hardaway, drives in the lane, tries to go over Michael Folks, and Folks is going to be hit with a personal foul trying to challenge the shot
much to
of
his
Hardaway.
Surprise. Much to Michael Folks' surprise. But there they tried to defend a post presence there, and Folks just got up and fouled him. He's asking the referee, what did I do?
So Hardaway will head to the line. He will shoot a pair. His 1 for 1 tonight, 9 points in the game. His first free throw is good. The Warriors are perfect from the line tonight. They're now 5 of 5. And Hardaway will have one more. The Bulldogs were 6 of 9 in the first half, make it 7 of 10 so far in the game. Second free throw, no good. Walton skies and clears the rebound for Brownsburg. They trail 31-19, 6:23 left to go, third quarter. Left side, this is Kurtz. Back up top, Mavunga between the circles. Right side to Hall. Warren Central's been in a man. They feed the low post. Kurtz tries to go up, puts it too strong, and the rebound's controlled on the weak side by Jamon Henson. He'll kick it up, driving to the basket. Shot no good by Taquan Spivey, but he'll get his own rebound, put it up and in, and that's going to lead to a very, very quick timeout by head coach Steve Lynch. It will be a full timeout. We'll take a timeout as well. 6 minutes left to go, third quarter. Bulldogs trail 33-19. This is Bulldogs basketball on 1610 AM XRB and AudioSportsOnline.com.
Holidays are here, and that means a lot of family at your house, and well, that could mean some plumbing problems at the worst time. At Westside Plumbing, you'll get a plumber who is honest, respectful, and knows how to fix your problem. Call Westside Plumbing at 445-8399. That's 445-8399, serving Brownsburg and all of Hendricks County. Happy holidays from Westside Plumbing.
Alongside Christopher Worley, I'm Brian Scott. We're at the Varsity Fieldhouse at Brownsburg High School. 6 minutes left to go in this third quarter, and Warren Central is now out to a 33-19 lead. Head coach Steve Lynch calling another timeout, as right now the Bulldogs, and probably what was similar to what they saw at Southport, really getting hustled, especially down low in the post.
Boy, it's going to be critical, these 6 minutes. Brownsburg needs to get back in this game. I know they're only worried about this one game here tonight, but you got a tough test tomorrow against an East Chicago Central team, and it's technically a road game, although thank goodness you're not playing Southport, but they have 2 games here that they could easily drop this weekend. You'd like to get this first one here at home, get this out of the way, and get a victory, but this Warren Central team, smart, tough, they're outsized, out-muscled a little bit, but that hasn't stopped them from scoring and keeping their advantage over Brownsburg in this game.
Warren Central has on the court Paul Miner, Jamon Henson, C.J. Hardaway, Taquan Spivey, and Bishop Smith, but the Bulldogs have the basketball. 18-footer is no good by Michael Folks. Rebound comes off of the weak side, picked up by Jamon Henson. He drives just in front of the free throw line, shot no good. Mavunga with a rebound for the Bulldogs. He'll lay it out. Here's Kurtz. Little pump fake, ball fake, puts it up, shot too long. Walton with a rebound. He'll put it up, get the bucket, and draw the foul.
Boy, KJ bailed him out there. Kurtz didn't go up strong enough. Should have put that ball off the backboard and in. KJ right there with the follow and the score and the foul shot upcoming.
Foul's going to go against Paul Miner. That's his second. Team foul number 2, and KJ is back at the line. And his free throw is no good. He can't convert the three-point play, and it remains on a 12-point Warrior lead with 5:22 left to go, third quarter.
Missing free throws and shooting a poor percentage from the field is no recipe for success.
Bulldogs, who played a zone exclusively in the first half, now are man-to-man as they get the ball into the hands of Spivey. Spivey, right wing, as they move the ball around into the far corner. into the hands of Smith. Smith will dribble it out near the center jump circle, comes around the left side to Spivey. Spivey, right-hand dribble, kicks it out, top of the key between the circles is Hardaway. He'll reset the offense. Henson, left wing, drives, and now a whistle will stop play, and the foul's going to go against the Bulldogs.
Yeah, there's one of those fouls where the defender, K.J. Walton, just barely got a hand on the driving Warren Central player, but they're calling those hand fouls, hand checks on the perimeter.
That's Walton's first, team foul number 2, and it will be C.J. Hardaway triggering the inbounds from the end line. 33-21, Warren Central, and off the screen and getting the bucket is Jamon Henson. He's now with double figures with 11 points, and the lead extends to 14.
He's played a fine game. He's able to find holes and areas of shooting opportunity in the Brownsburg defense, and he's converting them. Henson.
Mavunga, left wing, gives it back right side to Folks. Folks bounce pass to Kurtz, kicks it out. Here's Hall for 3, shot short. K.J. Walton is there to clean it up and put it in.
Boy, K.J. again bails out his team with a good rebound on a putback. Landon Hall had a wide open shot. Could have made that. 15
points for K.J. 35-23, though, is the lead for Warren Central as we approach the halfway point here in quarter number 3. Swing it left side to Smith, left wing, hands the ball off to Hardaway. Hardaway picked up by Folks at the top of the key between the circles. Bounce pass right side. They move the ball into the corner to Smith. Smith guarded by Mavunga. They'll go left side. Henson or Walton runs out. Now loses the ball underneath. Gets it back. Shot blocked by Mavunga, but they're going to say Mavunga got the arm of I believe, Jamon Henson. And Jordash will pick up foul number 3.
Jordash absolutely incredulous as to where the foul was, and so are the fans along that side of the court down low who did not see a foul committed. Brownsburg student section agrees.
Actually, they're going to credit the foul to Landon Hall.
Oh, okay.
As Jamon is going to, Henson will pick up the first of 2 free throws, and Hall will take a seat. As once again, Jimmy Sims will come into the line. And up. Henson's second free throw is no good, and it makes it a 36-23 Warren Central lead. 3:42 left to go third quarter. Bounce pass Mavunga, left elbow, up top to Sims. Right side, Walton on the wing. Drives, little short, little runner is up and good. K.J. Walton is all the offense the Bulldogs have in this third quarter. They have 7. And we are going to have, well, was it a timeout or a technical foul?
I'm not sure, but
it is a technical foul against head coach Steve Lynch.
Yep. Where the referee was running down the court, he must have heard Steve Lynch say something that he didn't like, and he turned around immediately. Not a demonstrative signal as to the technical foul, and I think that's why we may have missed that, Brian. But right now he did signal the technical foul against Brownsburg bench.
Coach Lynch
trying to clarify that for everybody.
Coach Lynch was asking one of the officials to come down and talk to him as Bishop Smith is at the free throw line to shoot the technicals.
Lengthy discussion between one of the referees, not the one who called the technical, and Coach Lynch.
Well, I think Coach Lynch may be arguing that things have gotten a little touchy here as far as the fouls. Foul calling is hitting the first free throw is Bishop Smith.
Are they still perfect at the line?
No, they have missed 2 free throws here, but they are doing a very good job from the free throw line tonight. As second free throw is good.
And of course, now with the technical, they'll have possession of the ball. Looks like the inbounds will be on the side. Yeah.
Warriors are 8 of 10 from the free throw line now in this contest, while the Bulldogs are 7 of 10.
Brownsburg really needs to get this under double digits before the end of this third quarter. 3 minutes, 30 seconds left, third quarter.
Pair of free throws make it a 38-25 Warren Central lead with 3:26 left to go in the third quarter as Hardaway will kick the ball right side. This is Smith. Bulldogs staying in the man-to-man. Smith's guarded by Tyler Kurtz. He'll hand the ball off to Hardaway, picked up by Michael Folks. Between the circles, now right side, gives it off. Here's Henson driving and now back off. He's guarded by K.J. Walton. Good job by K.J. to deny the lane.
This man-to-man defense, I think, is an attempt to try and get some steals and turnovers out of Warren Central.
Max Smith in the game as Nice move by Jamon Henson. He hits a nice little jump shot from the right elbow. It's a 15-point Warren Central lead with 2:48 left to go in the quarter. Walton is cut off as the Bulldogs now set it up. Sims, and now we have a whistle and time called because heading to the side is Michael Folks, and he is in some pain.
Yeah, he's going to sit down. Maybe a cramp as we see trainer Chris working on him now. Looks like a cramping situation there, Brian. Sure is.
So the Bulldogs will have, it will be Kurtz, Walton, Hall, Sims, and Mavunga on the court as they will trigger the inbounds by Tyler Kurtz right in front of the scorer's table near midcourt on the near side. He'll give it to Hall. Hall will hand the ball back to Tyler, and the Bulldogs will set up the offense. They'll give the ball right side. This is Sims. Over to Mavunga. They'll swing it around to Hall. Hall tried to feed down low, had it blocked, and gets it the loose ball and lays it up with the right hand.
Good job by Landon. Almost committed a turnover there, but had the wherewithal to regather the ball and drive the lane and score.
A 13-point lead for the Warriors as 2:16 left to go third quarter. Bulldogs stay in this man-to-man. As Hardaway with the ball between the circles, crossover dribble cut off by Sims, stolen away by Hall into the hands of Walton. KJ drives right side, layup hits the side of the rim, but KJ's going to earn a trip to the line.
There, Brownsburg got one of their characteristic steals and tried to get a quick break. Walton will go to the line after the foul.
Walton will shoot a pair as the foul is going to be called against Jamon Henson. That's his first, team foul number 3.
Which now I have Channel 13 Sports checks in. Sheriff Dave Galloway here as usual in the crowd for Brownsburg.
4 of 9 from the line from Walton.
There you go.
5 of 10. And the lead is 11 for Warren Central at the 2-minute mark of the third quarter, 40-29.
Need another steal on defense.
Bishop Smith tries to get it down to Minor, stolen away by Jordash Mavunga. Good hands by Mavunga. Outlets to Landon Hall, but Hall misses the layup. Rebounded by Paul Minor for Warren Central.
Boy, you can't miss opportunities like that on those turnovers when you're trying to cut into this Warren Central lead.
An 11-point lead with 1:36 left to go third quarter. Kurtz on Smith. Smith will travel as he was going to try to kick the ball out on the wing to C.J. Hardaway. Shuffled the feet, and the turnover will give the ball back to the Bulldogs.
Warren Central 3 turnovers here in the past 3 minutes. Trying to help the Brownsburg cause, but Brownsburg needs to convert their chances. Rebound battle about even so far in this game. Brownsburg a slight edge.
Max Smith will leave for the Warriors. Jordan Hildeberg back into the game. Bulldogs can cut the deficit to single digits with a basket here. Kurtz, left wing to Mavunga. Mavunga cut off by C.J. Hardaway. Kicks it out. Hall, 3-ball left wing is long. And skying for the rebound is Sims. Sims is going to tie up Jordan Hildeberg, and the possession error will favor Warren Central.
Boy, Landon Hall just unable to convert those 3-pointers tonight. Normally he's a good shooter, and he'll get it. He'll get his shooting down, but just everybody's shooting a poor percentage tonight.
Jimmy Sims down on the floor to tie up that loose ball, but the possession error favors Warren Central. They lead by 11 as we approach the 1-minute mark left to go in the third quarter. Warren Central leads 40-29. Up at the top, this is Hildeberg between the circles, guarded by Kurtz. Size advantage for Kurtz. Nice bounce pass to Jamon Henson. Drives through the lane and finishes it off with the right hand.
Boy, Henson's a ball player. He's going to be a force in the Indianapolis area this year.
16 points for Henson, 42-29. The Warrior advantage as we hit 40 seconds left to go third quarter. And now a steal is coming away with the basketball was Hildeberg. And right now, Coach Greg Graham calling for the final shot. Jamon Henson says, never mind, I'll hit the 3 from the far corner. So Jamon Henson gets the big 3 ball, 45-29. Warren Central out in front, 15 seconds left to go third quarter. Hall from the top of the key, they feed to Kurtz. Kurtz down low to Mavunga. Walton on the curl from the 3, then the wing is good.
Finally got a perimeter shot, finally got a 3 ball, KJ Walton.
At the buzzer, Henson's shot is no good, but a very strong third quarter by Jamon Henson and the Warriors as they head to the fourth quarter with a 13-point lead over the Bulldogs. We'll be back with fourth quarter action right after this. This is Bulldogs basketball on Audio Sports Online.
This holiday season, let Nelson Jewelers in Brownsburg help you select the perfect gift. New collections have arrived just in time for Christmas. Whether her wish list includes a new pair of earrings, a sparkling pendant, bracelet, or ring, Nelson Jewelers offers unique and affordable designs in silver, 14 and 18 karat gold, and diamonds. Visit Nelson Jewelers at 22 East Main Street in Brownsburg and online at www.nelsonjewelers.com. Nelson Jewelers since 1958. A little out of the way, very much out of the ordinary. If you're a business owner, with or without employees, you're probably wondering about your payroll. Is it being prepared correctly? Are the right amount of taxes being taken out? What about child support, workman's comp, auditing, unemployment, Social Security, local taxes, payroll deductions? It can be a bit overwhelming, but we've got the answer for you. The Payroll Department Incorporated. We'll take care of all those payroll headaches and manage any unique deductions that apply to your company. We offer several ways to submit your payroll and provide you with customized timesheets for reporting. The Payroll Department Incorporated, located at 701 North Green Street in Brownsburg.
Welcome back to the Varsity Fieldhouse at Brownsburg High School. As we come back, the lights go off. Partial, some of the lights have gone off here at the Varsity Fieldhouse, so they've sent both teams back to their respective benches. And for head coach Steve Lynch, well, he's probably a little grateful for that. He's got some talking he still wants to do. Bulldogs really bailed out by K.J. Walton there in that third quarter. K.J. with 12 points in that quarter, 22 on the night, and he was primarily all the Bulldogs' offense. Bulldogs scored 14 points, but 10 points for Jamon Henson, including a 3 there at the end of the quarter, as the Warriors outscore the Bulldogs 15-14, and they have a 45-32 lead as we get ready for the fourth quarter.
You know, of course, Brownsburg, we've talked about it all night down, a point guard in Darian Ringo. Michael Folks went out with a cramping issue. Trainer Chris Compton ran in during that last break there, quarter break, and got, looks like some Gatorade, and they're trying to hydrate the young man over there, Michael Folks. But now they're going to go to guard number 3 option right now, which will be Tyler Kurtz.
So Jimmy Sims, Tyler Kurtz, Dalton Vachon, Jordash Mavunga, and K.J. Walton. Those are your 5 Bulldogs on the court here to begin the fourth quarter with Brownsburg trailing by 13.
They need to score quick.
Walton from the right wing drives, puts up the shot, gets the bucket. No. They're saying the foul occurred before the shot, so no basket. But the 14th foul is going to be called against Warren Central.
Boy, Brian, after every timeout or quarter change, coach has called that play. Get KJ the ball, let him drive.
Here's Mavunga on the inbounds. Double team comes, loses the basketball, and he will call a timeout as Mavunga fell on the basketball, called a quick timeout. We'll see if this is a 30 or a full.
They only have 1 timeout left now in the game after that.
It's a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. Bulldogs in that third quarter again. K.J. Walton with 12 points. He was 3 of 5 from the line. The Bulldogs now 9 of 14 from the charity stripe, while Warren Central had their first 2 misses of the game from the line, but they are still 8 of 10 from the charity stripe so far in this contest. Leading all scorers, leading the Warriors is Jamon Henson with 19 points. K.J. Walton leads all scorers with 22. On the court for Warren Central is Taquan Spivey, C.J. Hardaway, Jordan Hildeberg, Jamon Henson, and C.J. Hardaway. Those are the 5 for the Warriors. Driving into the lane with a very, very strong move to the basket was Jimmy Sims, and he's going to be fouled. Blocking foul is going to be called against Warren Central.
Well, that was interesting there for Brownsburg. They wanted Jimmy Sims to take that ball and drive on his own. They wanted him to get his own shot, showed some good skill with the dribble there. Got a shot, but Warren Central there on the foul.
This is Sims' first trip to the free throw line this season, and a nice arcing
good
shot
job.
Is up and good, and it's also Jimmy's first points of tonight.
I think before the end of the year, this player is going to be a contributor. Jimmy Sims, 6'3", junior.
Second free throw on his way. That one's off the back iron, no good, and the rebound is controlled by Paul Miner and Warren Central. They get it across the timeline. They feed the corner. Here is Henson for three. That one's off of the rim. Loose ball, batted around, but it comes down in the hands of Taquan Spivey, and the Warriors reset the offense. They'll kick right wing to Henson, and now they'll move the ball back into Spivey's hands, picked up by K.J. Walton. 1 minute gone here in this the fourth quarter, Warriors with a 45-33 lead. Alongside Chris Worley, I'm Brian Scott as Jamon Henson makes a move in the far corner baseline. His foul's going to be called. Looks like it's going to go against Jimmy Sims.
Henson's going to be a load for anybody to handle. Jimmy Sims not able to do it there and had to commit the foul. I'm sure Warren Central wouldn't mind running some clock here on each possession. And they have some discipline. This coach has established a pretty good offensive game plan for Warren Central.
Good news is Michael Folks returns to the lineup, and on the inbound, they get the ball into the hands of Daquan Spivey on a nice inbound play. He goes in up amongst three Brownsburg Bulldogs, and he's going to draw a foul. It'll be the 16th foul against the Bulldogs, and it's going to send Spivey to the line. Dalton Vachon will pick up his second personal, and Spivey for a pair. That first one will rim out. Spivey with 4 points in the contest. Landon Hall getting ready to check back in for the Bulldogs, and he's going to come in for Tyler Kurtz. Bulldogs are going to go big with both Hall and Vachon in the lineup. While Taquan Spivey has one more free throw. He nails that one. He now has 5. Spivey had 27 against Tech, but a much, much lower scoring affair here for Coach Greg Graham's Warriors. They put 80 on Tech, 46 here as we are underway here in the fourth quarter. And Warren Central will stay in the man-to-man. Bulldogs move the ball around the perimeter. Here's Jordash Mavunga, 3-ball far corner, no good. Chases the rebound, and the ball's loose, and let's see if we have a held ball here. Whistle stops play. Possession arrow favors Warren Central, and that's what we have. Held ball, and Warren Central will have the basketball, leading by 13 with 6:32 left to go in the ball game.
Yeah, Brownsburg a little patient there, attacking the Warren Central zone. I think Brownsburg needs to pick it up on offense, at least the pace of their offense a little bit. Jordash did have an open shot, but just couldn't knock it down.
Bulldogs go to a 1-2-1-1 trap, and a nice steal almost by Mavunga as Warren Central gets the ball into the front court, and a good job by Dalton Vachon to cut off the lane.
Yeah, Brownsburg trying to trap and steal now.
And Jamon Henson is going to lose the basketball. I think he was hoping that Dalton Vachon would give him a little push. Henson drove baseline, and good job by Dalton to hold his ground, forced Henson out of bounds, and the turnover gives the ball back to the Bulldogs, trailing by 13 as we hit the 6-minute mark left to go in the quarter.
They need to score the ball this trip and quickly.
Now we're watching a matchup zone as the 3-ball by Walton's no good, but Vachon tips it out, and Mavunga has the ball for Brownsburg. So they'll get a second chance opportunity here. As once again, Warren Central now goes zone. Warren Central with 5 team fouls, Bulldogs with 6. We hit 5:37. Warren Central content to let the Bulldogs run some clock here, up by 13. Walton drives right side of the lane. Shot no good, gets his own rebound, puts it back up and in.
Big night for offensive putbacks, offensive rebounds and putbacks for KJ. Warren Central going to call the timeout there, Brian.
It's a full timeout by head coach Greg Graham with 5:26 left to go in this ball game. Warren Central leads Brownsburg 46-35. Back in a moment. This is Bulldogs basketball on 1610 AM XRB and AudioSportsOnline.com.
What is a good neighbor? Well, it's someone nearby who helps make your life a little easier, and that's State Farm agent Pete Fay. He takes the time to understand your insurance and financial needs. So whatever you're preparing for your child's college education or planning for your retirement, get the kind of help you would expect from a good neighbor. Visit State Farm agent Pete Fay at 431 East Northville Drive, Suite 100 in Brownsburg. And remember, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Head coach Greg Graham calls the timeout with 5:26 left to go in the basketball game. But the Bulldogs still have some work to do. They trail 46-35. K.J. Walton got the putback of his own missed shot. He now has 24 points. But the Bulldogs still trail by 11 as teams come out of the timeout. For the Warriors, it'll be Smith, Spivey, Hardaway, Henson, and Jay Hines for the Bulldogs, who will go back into that 1-2-1-1 full court press trap. It'll be Walton, Vashon, Mavunga, Hall, and Folks. Driving in the lane is Henson, and he's going to be called for the player control foul. As a good job by Dalton Vashon to hold his ground.
Yeah, they needed that. Warren Central was able to break that press pretty easily. Dalton held his ground, as you said, Brian, in the lane there, and picked up the offensive foul on Henson. Brownsburg will have to go the length of the court here and need to get up a shot and get a score here on this possession.
That's Henson's second. Team foul 6, so both teams shooting free throws for the remaining 5 minutes and 17 seconds in this fourth quarter. Bulldogs can cut the deficit to single digits with a basket here. They get the ball in the hands of Mavunga. They swing it around. KJ Walton from the wing hits the three.
A couple threes in a row now by KJ.
The Bulldogs back to that 1-2-1-1 trap. Good job by the Warriors. They get it into the front court quickly, and now they'll set up the offense as the Bulldogs will go into that zone. They have a man open down in the corner. That was Squan Spivey. The trap comes. They move the ball around. Henson, bounce pass, stolen away by Walton. Walton with a right-hand dribble. He'll back it up as the Bulldogs didn't have the numbers, and they'll reset the offense. Bulldogs trail by 8. 4:30 still left to go in this fourth quarter. 46-38 is the Warren Central advantage.
5 turnovers now for Warren Central here in the last 6 minutes.
Vashon near the top of the key, right side, gets the ball in the hands of Walton. Walton pull-up jumper from the right elbow, off the side of the rim, left side. Rebound is lost and then picked back up, and Landon Hall will put it up and in. Originally, it was C.J. Hardaway picked up the rebound. Hall got it away from him, laid it up, and it's a 6-point game.
Great play by the sophomore Hall. Here's to trying to break that press again. Steal.
And now another stolen ball. Good hands by Landon Hall, but couldn't control the ball. Gets some high fives from his teammates for the defense, but the ball will remain in the hands of Warren Central. Jordash Mavunga will leave. Jimmy Sims will return to the lineup for Coach Lynch in the Bulldogs. Bulldogs trail 46-40, 3:56 left to go in the fourth quarter.
KJ must have asked to come out and get a drink or a little break there. You don't want to take him out right now. You need to score him, but he is going to sit down. Sims comes back in.
Hall going to be called for the foul on a reach around as he was trying to get the ball from Bishop Smith. Bulldogs again using that trap. 17 foul against the Bulldogs. That means the Warriors are heading to the free throw line. Landon Hall hit with his third personal, 17 foul. So Smith at the line. He has 2 points on the night, both of them from the free throw line, and he hits the first and will get the bonus. Again, good free throw shooting tonight, really by both teams, but Warren Central's been a little bit better at the line tonight.
It has really helped them maintain a lead, and that was the case for Walton. He needed a blow. He's over there gulping water. Rebound by Vashon.
Miss on the second free throw, a 7-point lead for Warren Central. 3:42 left to go in the fourth quarter. Folks, who left briefly with a cramp, back out on the court, has the ball at the right wing. They look down low, Mavunga in the low post, and now a little bit of a drag of the pivot foot as Michael was trying to feed Jordash down low, just kind of drug that pivot foot as he made the entry pass. Sims will leave as KJ, with that quick drink of water and a breather, is back out as the Bulldogs set up the 1-2-1-1.
Yeah, that's too bad on that turnover. He had Jordash down there just a little late getting him the ball, trying to get him the ball.
Spivey gets the ball as Warren Central breaks the press, and they get to Henson just inside the free throw line at the elbow. And Jamon Henson now has 21 points, and it's back to a 9-point Warren Central lead. 3:11 left to go fourth quarter. Walton from the right wing gives it to Mavunga. Mavunga cut off at the left elbow, backs it out beyond the arc, and they'll swing it around. Here's Walton. 3-ball right wing is up and good.
Good score by KJ. He's getting those shots from the perimeter to fall now here in the fourth quarter.
30 points for KJ Walton, back to a 6-point deficit for the Bulldogs with 2:50 left to go in the quarter.
Still trying to steal and trap.
Smith Left side, Spivey drives in the lane, scoop shot, no good of the right side, and Hall rips down the rebound for the Bulldogs. Bulldogs trail by 6, 2:35, and now KJ Walton will take over, acting as point. Gets a screen from Mavunga, drives right side, pull-up jumper, inside the arc is good, and it is KJ Walton putting on a show here. The deficit's been cut to 4. Bulldogs with the trap, but once again, Warren Central able to get into the front court. Inside, free throw, no, at the free throw line, shots no good. They'll say the foul occurred on the floor as trying to get the ball up was Jay Hines, but it will be a free throws nonetheless as the Warriors are in the bonus. Foul's called on Dalton Vachon, his third, team foul number 8. And Hines is now at the line for the 1-and-1.
Folks will check back out, get some more water as Tyler Kurtz will check in at the guard position. Well, it's exciting when KJ does that. When he's out there on the perimeter, he'll back up a few steps, pause, and you know right then he's going to go and take the ball to the hoop. He's able to get a big bucket there for Brownsburg.
Hines, 7 points all in the first quarter, and he gets a kind roll on the Bulldogs varsity fieldhouse rim to get that one to drop, and he'll get the bonus.
Those fans here, of course, hoping that to roll off the rim, but it did fall through.
50-45 is Hines with the bonus. It's up, it's strong off the back iron, and Mavunga clears the rebound and immediately gives it to KJ. KJ now running the show, drives left side of the lane, and as he goes up, we'll have a whistle and a foul called against Warren Central. That'll send KJ to the line.
Brownsburg is winning the rebound battle here in the second half, 11-7. KJ really taking over on offense. He's trying to stretch out. We saw him be a little winded after that before that last timeout. So KJ giving it all here tonight on this Friday night at Brownsburg basketball.
Jay Hines was hit with his third personal, 7th team foul, and KJ hits the first of 2. KJ now with 11 points here in this fourth quarter.
Rebound.
Misses the free throw, but Mavunga has the rebound. He'll give it to Walton. Bulldogs trail by 4 as we dip under 2 minutes in the fourth.
All right, big possession after that rebound.
KJ, 3-ball off the front of the rim. Ball bounces out and is tipped out, and the Bulldogs, Walton, will get it in the backcourt and bring it back into the front court. Head coach Greg Graham wanting it over and back, but he said the official says it was tipped. Jimmy Sims, 3-ball, no good. Jamon Henson with the rebound. And reaching in was Tyler Kurtz. Thought he got all ball, but they're going to call Kurtz for the foul. For Tyler, that's his first, the team foul number 9. So we'll head to the other end of the court where the Warriors will be shooting the 1-and-1.
Well, Jimmy Sims showed he is not afraid to put up a big shot in a big situation like that. Just couldn't get it to fall.
Jamon Henson will head to the line. He has 21 points for the Warriors. He is 3 of 4 from the free throw line, and he'll be at the line shooting the 1-and-1.
Great night for this young man and Coach Greg Graham. I love his shot. Very good fundamentals on that shot. Follows through well. Good arc on the ball. Very fine players, this Henson.
Hits the first, will get the bonus. It's a 51-46 advantage to the Warriors with 1:38 left to go in the game. Second free throw is also good, and now Greg Graham is going to call a timeout. It will be a full timeout, so we are going to take a timeout as well. 1:38 left to go. Bulldogs trail the Warriors 52-46. Back in a moment is Bulldogs basketball on XRB and ASO.
When you're trying to promote your website, the internet can sometimes seem like a hit-and-miss situation. There's search engine optimization, keywords, and don't forget your social media. At Internet Tech Specialists, they understand these things and can make a difference in your World Wide Web presence. Go to InternetTechSpecialist.com for more information or look for their banner on the XRB website. Internet Tech Specialist, your full-service IT strategist. This holiday season, let Nelson...
Alongside Christopher Worley, I'm Brian Scott. 1:38 left to go in this basketball game. Bulldogs ranked 8th in the Class 4A AP poll trail the 9th-ranked Warren Central Warriors 52-46. KJ Walton has 11 points in this fourth quarter, but right now it is Warren Central. They are 5 of 9 from the free throw line. They're trying to keep the Bulldogs from making a big, furious rally here. Bulldogs have had their chances, but it's really been KJ Walton who has been the story in this fourth quarter, as he now has 33 points in the game.
almost makes me wonder, Brownsburg's been successful with this trapping and really hard pressure defense. Should they have started that earlier?
Bulldogs bring it across the timeline. They trail by 6, 1:30 left to go.
Good play.
Nice find as Michael Folks finds K.J. Walton driving to the basket. Nice entry pass, and the Bulldogs down by 4.
Good assist by Michael Folks right there. They're trapping.
Here comes the trap as Folks and Kurtz come to meet the basketball, and the foul's going to be called as C.J. Hardaway got the basketball. It is the 10th team foul, which means the double bonus is now in effect. Michael Folks picks up foul number 2, but it is the 10th team foul against Brownsburg. Hardaway, who has 10 points and is 2 of 3 from the line, will get 2 free throws as Warren Central trying to use this free throw line to keep some distance between themselves and the Bulldogs. First free throw is no good. Everybody forgot that this is a 2-shot free throw. They were playing it as a 1-and-1, and even though the first shot is missed, it will be C.J. Hardaway getting one more free throw.
Where players on both sides crashing the lane there after that free throw attempt. The first one, he'll have a second shot now.
Double bonus in effect. Hardaway, again, 10 points. Misses the first free throw and is too strong on the second as well. And Walton clears the rebound. Bulldogs trail by 4 with 1:15 left to go in the fourth quarter. Walton with the basketball as now we watch him drive left elbow, kicks it out to Mavunga. Mavunga through the legs, drives in the lane, puts the shot up, right-hand runner, no good, gets his own rebound, kicks the ball out to Kurtz. 3-ball corner, shot no good by Hall. And as Walton goes up for the rebound, we're going to have an over-the-back call against Warren Central.
Boy, Landon Hall has got to start making those three-point shots. Just a terrible percentage night shooting for the Bulldogs. That's really cost him. You shoot, 10, 20% higher, and you could have been in the lead right now.
Foul's going to go against Jay Hines. That's his 14th foul, number 8. And now Jordash Mavunga, who has 4 points on the night and has not scored a point here in the second half. He's going to be charged with a free throw. Gets the first, will get the bonus. This free throw can cut it to a 2-point game.
Big free throws. Jordash coming in at 75% after just 2 games.
It's a one-possession game, but now that one possession is only 2 points. 52-50, the Bulldogs with a rally here in the fourth quarter.
Steal and trap.
52 seconds remain. Long outlet pass as they get the ball in. 3-on-1 almost blocked. Mavunga went up strong as there was a 3-on-1. Taquan Spivey managed to get the ball up. Mavunga thought he got all ball, but he's going to be hit with his third personal, and that's going to send Spivey to the line for the double bonus.
Everybody wearing purple, everybody on Brownsburg's side in this whole field house thought that was all ball on that block shot.
Spivey misses it. It'll stay a one-possession game at the least.
Coach Lynch hollering out instructions for the offensive set to Michael Folks and a few others.
Paul Miner will come back in for Coach Greg Graham.
Brownsburg does have a timeout left if they need it.
Spivey missed his first. Second is on the way. He sinks it. It's a one-possession game, but that possession is 3 points with 46.6 seconds remaining. We're going to keep it right here. It's a 30-second timeout. Chris, we've looked. KJ has been the offense for the Bulldogs here in this fourth quarter. He's hit 2 3-pointers, his only 3-pointers of the contest. Both of them come here in the fourth quarter. Do you look and see if you can get KJ loose on a screen from the perimeter, or do you take your chances and let him drive the basket and hope that Warren Central draws the foul?
Yeah, absolutely. I put it on the perimeter, see if you can clear a lane for him, and that's his strength. Let him try and drive to the basket. Of course, Greg Graham and Warren Central knows that if they pressure KJ too much, we can get the ball over to Jordash Mavunga maybe for a driver underneath in the post position.
Warriors have Smith, Spivey, Hardaway, Henson.
Curious there, Brownsburg did call their timeout before they inbound, so they will have to come all the way back to the far end of the court to inbound this ball.
It is Hall, Walton, Mavunga, Kurtz, and Folks. Walton with the basketball, gives it to Mavunga, left elbow. Here's Hall. Hall to Walton at the right wing. Pull-up three is on its way.
Good.
It's good. K.J. Walton's three ties the game at 53. 30 seconds remain. 1-2-1-1 trap. Smith looking to get the ball, and now we'll have a whistle And a timeout called by Greg Graham as the 10-second count was getting close. 23.7 seconds remain. Both teams have one timeout remaining. We are tied at 53. The Bulldogs trailed by 13 heading into this fourth quarter. And with under a minute left, KJ Walton sinks the three ball from the right wing. Chris said it earlier. He was looking for KJ out on the perimeter. They had Mavunga set up at the free throw line, left elbow. That allowed the defense to collapse on Jordash, as they thought Jordash might drive to the basket. That left Walton open, and he sank the three.
Boy, and just before the Warren Central timeout, KJ had to be careful there, showed a lot of emotion. He thought the Warren Central player definitely traveled and turned that ball over, and it would have been Brownsburg's ball there instead of going to that Warren Central timeout. But Brownsburg bench did a good job gathering KJ in, got him over on the sidelines. Now Warren Central has to inbounds right in the face of that student section on the far side.
Smith, Spivey, Hardaway, Henson, and Minor, the four on the court for Warren Central, with 20 seconds remaining. They get it into the front court. This is TJ Hardaway. Hardaway picked up by Folks. He'll go right side into Henson. Henson's had the hot hand. Kicks the ball back out. 8 seconds remaining. 7 seconds. Henson with a basketball. They find a man loose, driving baseline. Shot no good by Taquan Spivey. And the three-quarter shot is no good. And
they got a timeout, Brian.
And they say that, let's take a peek. They'll say shot's no good. That's just going to be the end of the fourth quarter. Landon Hall says he got a timeout called, and now some confusion reigns. Ball got thrown up in the air, and I think Hall called for a timeout, maybe while the ball was up, had already been shot, so they're going to wave it off, and we are going to go to overtime. The Bulldogs rally, and they will it will take a little more time to decide this one. Bulldogs 53, Warriors 53. Back with another 4 minutes after this. This is Bulldogs basketball on 1610 AM XRB and AudioSportsOnline.com.
Holidays are here, and that means a lot of family at your house. And, well, that could mean some plumbing problems at the worst time. At Westside Plumbing, you'll get a plumber who is honest, respectful, and knows how to fix your problem. Call Westside Plumbing at 445-8399. That's 445-8399, serving Brownsburg and all of Hendricks County. Happy holidays from Westside Plumbing. You know, nothing makes you think of the future like holding it in your arms. The wonder of being a new parent includes planning your child's future, and now's the time to start looking to someone who's been there from the start. State Farm agent Pete Fay in Brownsburg can ensure your life insurance will keep pace with your family's growing financial needs. So for more information on life insurance, visit State Farm agent Pete Fay at 431 East Northfield Drive, Suite 100 in Brownsburg. And remember, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
4 quarters of basketball is not enough. We're going to take another 4 minutes to decide this one. Alongside Chris Worley, I'm Brian Scott. Bulldogs a 21-8 fourth quarter to tie this game at 53, and we'll play another 4 minutes to decide this one. Jumping center will be Jordash Mavunga. He will go up against Paul Minor. Antoine Jackson had started this game, but he saw very limited action for Coach Greg Graham, and he has since been relegated to the bench, and he will start the overtime period on the bench. We'll get you the 5 on the floor in a second as the tip is controlled by the Bulldogs. It is Walton, Hall, Mavunga with a basketball. Back to Walton. And Walton drives right side, puts a shot up. Shot a little strong, but he'll go to the line. His free throw are on the way on the blocking foul by Warren Central.
Boy, KJ Walton. He played on the Junior All-Stars, one level, of course, below the All-Star, State All-Stars this past spring. And boy, what a game he's had tonight. He has done everything for Brownsburg. He got the rebound on that missed shot there at the end of regulation. 38
points, make it 39 as Walton hits the first of 2 to give the Bulldogs the lead once again, 54-53. Brownsburg trailed by 12. Now they lead by 2 as Walton sinks both free throws. It's a 55-53 lead. Bulldogs back with that trap.
Yeah.
Bounce pass, nice find. They find Minor. Minor gets the bucket and draws the foul. It's a nice bounce pass from Taquan Spivey. Finds Minor underneath the basketball. And Paul Minor, who hasn't had a point yet in this contest, gets the bucket. And credit the foul to Jordash Mavunga. That's his fourth.
That was an excellent long-range bounce pass by Spivey. You like to see kids use a good fundamental bounce pass. Spivey executed one right there to get Warren Central basket.
He hits the free throw, converts the three-point play, and Warren Central retakes the lead 56-55. 3:37 left to go in overtime number 1.
Of course, each possession very critical here in overtime. You don't want to waste any of them.
Kurtz gives it to Hall. He joined by Folks.
Here we go.
Mavunga and Walton. Folks cut off, gives it to Tyler. Tyler drives, gives it back to Kurtz and Folks. And Folks drives baseline and gets the bucket.
There's Tyler Kurtz, best play of the game, as he got a great assist there to Folks. Kurtz could have shot a three-pointer, but he wisely drove the lane, kicked the ball to the side there to Michael Folks for a nice layup and conversion at the rim.
We have a timeout on the court. 3:16 left to go in overtime. Bulldogs lead the Warriors 57-56. Bulldogs basketball on XRB and AudioSportsOnline.com.
If you're a business owner, with or without employees, you're probably wondering about your payroll. Is it being prepared correctly? Are the right amount of taxes being taken out? What about child support, workman's comp, auditing, unemployment, Social Security, local taxes, payroll deductions? It can be a bit overwhelming, but we've got the answer for you. The Payroll Department Incorporated. We'll take care of all those payroll headaches and manage any unique deductions that apply to your company. We offer several ways to submit your payroll and provide you with customized timesheets for reporting. The Payroll Department Incorporated, located at 701 North Green Street in Brownsburg.
Back at the Varsity Fieldhouse alongside Christopher Worley, I'm Brian Scott. Michael Folks, baseline drive, ends up in 2 points, and the Bulldogs lead Warren Central 57-56. Bulldogs on the strength of a 21-8 fourth quarter and some rather poor free throw shooting, quite frankly, by Warren Central. They only went 6 of 12 in that fourth quarter. They had a chance to win that game at the free throw line, couldn't convert. That allowed the Bulldogs to get back into this game, but credit K.J. Walton, 16 fourth quarter points. He now has led the Bulldogs to this rally, and now Warren Central has the basketball, trailing by a point as we approach the 3-minute mark left to go in overtime number 1.
If you're Brownsburg here, though, you got to finish the job. Great comeback. Let's finish the job here in overtime.
Bulldogs go to the man-to-man defense as they get the ball in the hands of Bishop Smith. Bishop Smith between the circles. He's guarded by Landon Hall. Big differential there. And they'll get the ball right side to Jamon Henson, who has been a threat, or a force, I should say. He drives from the right wing, doesn't get the bucket to go, but he's going to draw the foul. Bulldogs have had the Warriors in the double bonus since about midway through the fourth quarter. Foul's going to go against Tyler Kurtz, his second.
Yep, one of those hand check fouls. Referees being consistent, calling that an overtime. Another missed free throw for Warren Central.
Henson misses the free throw. He has 23 points on the night, but a big miss there, and he will have one more on the way that could tie this basketball game. Second free throw is good, and we are tied at 57 with 2:45 left to go in overtime number 1. Folks across the timeline goes left side to Kurtz. Tyler will give to Mavunga at the top of the key to Landon Hall near the right wing beyond the arc. Folks gets the ball. Nice entry pass to Walton. They'll kick it out to Mavunga. Mavunga drives, puts it up, off the glass, and in, and send him to the line.
Woo, that was big. KJ caught the ball there on a good post pass with its back to the bucket. He could have tried and turned and drove, but saw Mavunga over on the far side open. Jordash drove the baseline, got it up and in the foul.
Paul Miner is hit with his fourth, but it's also the 10th team foul. That free throw's short off the rim, but it's tapped out, and it's controlled by Folks, and the Bulldogs will have another possession up by 2. 2:20 left to go in overtime. Bulldogs lead 59-57. Mavunga between the circles, right side to Hall near the wing, beyond the arc. Picks up his dribble between the circles, now goes right side to KJ. KJ will give the ball up to Mavunga. Mavunga terminates his dribble, goes left side to Folks, back to Kurtz. 2 minutes left to go in overtime. Bulldogs up by 2 as they are patient on offense. Here's Hall beyond the arc. Here's to Mavunga. Mavunga around a KJ screen, and now Walton will get the ball back and reset the offense.
A lot of patience shown here by Bulldogs on this possession. They were fortunate to get the ball back.
Kurtz Gives the ball to Mavunga beyond the arc. 1:40 left to go. Bulldogs up by 2 in no hurry right here. And now a whistle and a foul away from the basketball. And this one looks like it's going to go against Warren Central. And that's double bonus time for the Bulldogs.
Landon Hall's been a good foul shooter. I know he came into this game perfect, 2 and 2. I don't know what he's got this game from the foul line, but he should be able to convert these.
Hall is 2 of 2 from the line. He has 6 points on the night. He hit 2 free throws in the first quarter. First free throw up is no good off of the side of the rim. Both teams in the double bonus. And a lane violation is going to be called against Warren Central. So wipe that one out, and Landon Hall is going to get another chance. And Greg Graham wants to know what's going on. As
that could be mighty big. 1:36 left.
So Hall will now get goes back to reset to 2 free throws. He missed it. Lane violation against the Warriors. This free throw is perfect. He'll get one more free throw. It's a 3-point lead. The Bulldogs can make it a 2-possession game with a made free throw here. 1:36 left to go in overtime. Second free throw is good. It's a 4-point Bulldogs advantage with 1:36. Bulldogs this time drop the pressure and set up the defense in the half court. 1:30 left. Folks working against CJ Hardaway. Hardaway with the basketball. Nice entry pass down low. Mavunga challenges the shot, and the rebound is controlled by the Bulldogs as Taquan Spivey couldn't get it up over Jordash Mavunga, and the Bulldogs up by 4. Now look to take a little air out of the basketball with 1:05 left.
Brian, like you said, Jordash challenged him there, but challenged him without fouling. Used his feet to get good position.
It's that old rule of verticality as we're under a minute left. Walton from just inside the free throw line. Shot's no good. Good block out there by Bishop Smith for Warren Central. He'll get it up the court. Here is Hardaway. Shot is long, no good. Walton has the basket. Hardaway looking for the foul, doesn't get it. 4-point lead, under 40 seconds left to go in overtime. And now Warren Central forced to foul. Jamon Henson picks up foul number 3 as he's forced to stop the clock.
You know, besides all his scoring, KJ's done a great job of rebounds. I know he's in double figures in rebounds, too. Brownsburg's pulled away in the rebounding game here in the second half. They own quite a big advantage now.
Tyler Kurtz at the line. He has not scored a point tonight, and this would be a good time to hit one, and he does. Tyler hits his first point, his first free throw of the night, and it's a 5-point Bulldog advantage, and this would be another big free throw with 37.3 seconds if he can make it, and he does. Clutch free throws by the Bulldogs here in overtime. They are 6 of 6, and it's a 62-58 Bulldog advantage as we hit 30 seconds left to go in overtime. Warren Central just kind of dribbling the basketball. They're down by 6. They need to get the ball up. They will, as CJ Hardaway is going to get bailed out as he drove, just kind of threw up a prayer hoping it would be answered, and it was. I believe Jordash Mavunga will hit with the foul. That would be his 5th.
Jordash moved his feet well. He's frustrated with that foul call over there. Get a quick explanation by the ref over on the bench. Dalton Vachon will come in now for Brownsburg.
His 5th, Vachon in.
Good game by Jordash. He had to play a lot of minutes tonight. Did a good job rebounding and scoring.
Mavunga leaves with 8 points, but did play some pretty good defense as Hardaway's first free throw rims out. And as good as the Warriors were in the first half at the free throw line, since the fourth quarter, they've really had their problems.
Yes, sir.
It's a 6-point Bulldogs lead as Hardaway with one more free throw. He'll sink that one. 63-58 is our score. As entering the lineup will be Austin Turner now for Coach Graham, making his first appearance of the night. As the official now coming to the scorers table.
What do we got here, Brian? They're both checking the clock.
They've showed 24.1 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, we're checking the scoring table on the clock here. I think we're okay now. 24.1 seconds.
Possession arrow favors Warren Central.
Greg Graham still not sure.
As they are up by 5.
Yeah, he wants something at the scoring table fixed. And the Brownsburg scoring desk looking at something here. Not quite sure, Brian, but
whatever it is, Coach Graham not happy, but also not getting any satisfaction either. Bulldogs up by 5, 24.1 seconds. Full court pressure applied by Warren Central. As Folks runs the baseline, he gets it into Walton. KJ is going to be fouled, and this is going to draw more ire for head coach Greg Graham, because the official all the way down at the Bulldogs end of the court called it from about 60 feet away, where the official that was about 5 feet away didn't blow the whistle. But it will benefit the Bulldogs as KJ Walton is going to head to the line, where he is 2 of 2 here in the overtime.
Well, you're exactly right about that. Warren Central couldn't believe the far end referee called the foul right in front of the Warrior bench.
It makes it a 6-point game. Foul was called. And Walton is at the line with one more, as Bulldogs have been in the double bonus. 22 seconds remain. KJ perfect here in the overtime. 4 of 4. And a 3-ball blocked by Landon Hall. Bishop Smith in the far corner set up for a wide open 3. Landon Hall sent it into the band.
This is what happens when Brownsburg plays consistent defense. Landon Hall in the right spot, right time, got the block shot.
Here's Henson, and Henson with a big 3-point basket. Jamon Henson with a hand in his face hits the 3. It's a 4-point Bulldog advantage with 9.7 seconds remaining. It's a full timeout, but we're going to keep it right here as the Bulldogs will have the basketball, as Greg Graham is going to set up his defense.
When he wanted that referee to call that timeout a little bit earlier there. He was jumping around. While we got a timeout real quick, Brian, tomorrow, Big Ten Championship football game. I know you follow Big Ten football closely. Wisconsin, a 4.5-point favorite over Ohio State. Who are you picking there, Brian?
Well, I probably should recuse myself because I went to Ohio State. Buckeyes will be hard-pressed with Cardell Jones, a third-string quarterback. But what many people forget, Cardell Jones was in the spring practices. He was the number 2 man behind Braxton Miller. J.T. Barrett kind of won that out during training camp. But Cardell Jones spent much of the spring practices as the number 2 quarterback. We'll see. Wisconsin is very similar to Minnesota as far as running the ball, and Ohio State did a good job against Minnesota. But back to here, Bulldogs up by 4. Kurtz gets the ball into K.J. Walton. Walton back to Kurtz, but before they could get the ball into Kurtz's hands, a whistle and a foul, and K.J. Walton, who is 4 of 4 from the free throw line, is on his way to the other end to shoot a couple more.
You know, it's a wonderful thing for Brownsburg when your leading scorer, your big man, your stud on offense, is also a very good ball handler. He really can play the guard position even at his height, and he will come back and help you out there and get that ball inbounds. He can accept any pass and handle the ball up court. And this is the free throw, though.
K.J. Walton, Bulldogs have 65 points. K.J. 42 points tonight.
Wow.
And he can make it 43 with a bucket with a free throw here. It rims out, but there are 7 seconds remaining. It's a 4-point lead. They get the ball into the hands. A ball at the free throw line goes up by Taquan Spivey. Spivey's shot's no good, but with 1.3 seconds, a foul is going to be called against Brownsburg.
Well, they're lucky that ball didn't go in. That ball for Warren Central could have gone in, would have been a 3-point play. KJ inexplicably missing those 2 free throws, and that gave Warren Central a chance here.
Landon Hall with his 4th personal, as at the free throw line is Taquan Spivey. He hits the first of 2.
1.3 seconds on the clock. Brownsburg, if he makes this, they're going to have to get the ball in.
We'll have to get the ball in, and we'll likely see a quick foul. Spivey's second free throw is good. So 1.3, it's a 2-point game. They get the ball into Walton's hands. They don't get the foul. mainly because Courtney Richardson slapped the ball and not K.J. Walton. So that's how this game's going to end. The Bulldogs with a furious fourth quarter rally. They win it at the free throw line in the overtime, and the Bulldogs knock off number 9 Warren Central 65-63. We're going to take a timeout here, and Chris and I will be back with our postgame show. This is Bulldogs basketball on 1610 AM XRB and AudioSportsOnline.com.
If you're a business owner, with or without employees, you're probably wondering about your payroll. Is it being prepared correctly? Are the right amount of taxes being taken out? What about child support, workman's comp, auditing, unemployment, Social Security, local taxes, payroll deductions? It can be a bit overwhelming, but we've got the answer for you. The Payroll Department Incorporated will take care of all those payroll headaches and manage any unique deductions that apply to your company. We offer several ways to submit your payroll and provide you with customized timesheets for reporting. The Payroll Department Incorporated, located at 701 North Green Street in Brownsburg.
Ivy Tech Community College offers a high-quality, high-value college education. Ivy Tech is the place to start a career or further your education. Even if you're planning to pursue a bachelor's degree, Ivy Tech's quality education is recognized statewide, so our credits transfer. Ivy Tech has a campus in Crawfordsville near I-74 at US 231. Complete your free application at ivytech.edu/apply now or call 888-IVY-LINE. Get started now on a brighter future at Ivy Tech.
What is a good neighbor? Well, it's someone nearby who helps make your life a little easier, and that's State Farm agent Pete Fay. He takes the time to understand your insurance and financial needs. So whenever you're preparing for your child's college education or planning for your retirement, get the kind of help you would expect from a good neighbor. Visit State Farm agent Pete Fay at 431 East Northville Drive, Suite 100 in Brownsburg. And remember, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. When you're trying to promote your website, the internet can sometimes seem like a hit-and-miss situation. There's search engine optimization, keywords, and don't forget your social media. At Internet Tech Specialists, they understand these things and can make a difference in your World Wide Web presence. Go to InternetTechSpecialists.com for more information or look for their banner on the XRB website. Internet Tech Specialists, your full-service IT strategist. This holiday season, let Nelson Jewelers in Brownsburg help you select the perfect gift. New collections have arrived just in time for Christmas. Whether her wish list includes a new pair of earrings, a sparkling pendant, bracelet, or ring, Nelson Jewelers offers unique and affordable designs in silver, 14 and 18 karat gold, and diamonds. Visit Nelson Jewelers at 22 East Main Street in Brownsburg and online at www.nelsonjewelers.com. Nelson Jewelers since 1958. A little out of the way, very much out of the ordinary.
Back at the Varsity Fieldhouse alongside Chris Worley, I'm Brian Scott. Bulldogs with a big win tonight. They have a furious 21-8 fourth quarter, and they hold on to beat Warren Central by the score of 65-63. This game was decided really in the fourth quarter when the Bulldogs used a very stifling defense. And for Warren Central, for a team that was shooting free throws well through the first three quarters, things kind of fell apart in that fourth quarter and into the overtime period. The Warriors could have had this game in hand had they made free throws in that fourth quarter. They were only 6 of 12 in that fourth quarter from the charity stripe. That allowed Brownsburg to get back into this game, but the Bulldogs would not be in this position at all if it wasn't for K.J. Walton. Walton was 16 points in the fourth quarter, 42 points on the night, 42 of the Bulldogs' 65 points. Bulldogs got some good contributions all around, but K.J. was the consistent factor in every single quarter. 5 points in the first, 5 points in the second, and then just basically put the team on his back in the second half. 12 points in the third quarter, 16 points in the fourth, and 4 clutch free throws in the overtime to finish with 42 points on the game. Let's give you some final stats for tonight. First off, for Warren Central, coming off the bench, and as Chris mentioned, playing some really, really good basketball when Antoine Jackson really was no factor at all for head coach Greg Graham, was Jamon Henson. 27 points on the night to lead Warren Central. Warren Central got 8 points from Taquan Spivey, 8 points from Jay Hines, 6 points from Bishop Smith. that's it. 3 points, from Paul Miner. Jordan Hildeberg, Courtney Richardson, Austin Turner, Max Smith, and Antoine Jackson all played. They did not score. Warren Central, as I mentioned, for the first 3 quarters, they were very good from the free throw line, but they finished the game only 19 of 29 from the charity stripe. They did hit 4 3-point baskets. For the Brownsburg Bulldogs, leading all scorers with 42 points was K.J. Walton, 8 points each from Jordash Mavunga and Landon Hall, 4 points from Michael Folks, 2 points from Tyler Kurtz. Jimmy Sims had 1 point, and Adrian Chapman and Dalton Vachon played. They did not score. The Bulldogs 19 of 28 from the charity stripe, but where they struggled a little bit early, they really came through here in this overtime period, as the Bulldogs were 8 of 9 from the line in the overtime, and they hang on for the 2-point win. So, Chris, an impressive comeback, especially for Brownsburg. At times they trailed by as much as 15 points, but a strong fourth quarter, a strong defense, and KJ putting the team on his back.
Yeah, and a strong overtime, too. Look at that scoring in the overtime. That's a lot of points for both teams in the overtime, 12-10. 12, of course, for Brownsburg. I guess the big thing for me is on this big weekend. You got a big event tomorrow now, playing at Southport. Right before Brownsburg, Lawrence Central is versus Homestead, then Brownsburg versus East Chicago Central. You win a game without Darian Ringo playing 1 minute, and that is the first time that's happened in the past 2 seasons. You got by without him, and you got to win, so that's very huge. Hopefully that ankle will recover. Michael Folks did a good job as point guard. Really wasn't much of an issue. Sure, Brownsburg could have got maybe a few more steals, but did a fine job. Of course, KJ, a hero tonight. You know, you look at he played on the Junior All-Stars last year. Of course, he's going to garner some All-Star attention, of course, and I would expect him to be on the Kentucky versus Indiana All-Stars this coming season. But a fantastic comeback win from Brownsburg. First half really a struggle, but a good job by the fellows getting an important win with their valuable point guard, Darian Ringo, out of the lineup.
And as you mentioned, Michael Folks did a pretty adequate job coming in. Didn't turn the ball over much. Did a good job of facilitating, but basically in that fourth quarter, we've seen coaches when they have their stars like K.J. Walton. We saw it pretty much midway through the fourth quarter on, where Coach Steve Lynch had K.J. The ball was in his hands.
Yeah,
he was running the point. They were going to win this game or lose this game with the ball in the hands of K.J. Walton, and K.J. really came through.
Yeah, that's right. After every timeout or after every quarter, after every break, they'd call a play for KJ to get it on the perimeter, let him create. And, of course, there in the fourth quarter, instead of driving, he hit a big three-pointer there with under a minute left from the perimeter after timeout. So just a superstar effort with everybody else chipping in a little bit.
Bulldogs are now 2-1 on the season, and it doesn't get any easier for Brownsburg. As Chris has mentioned, they're going to have to make their second trip to Southport in as many weeks. Maybe one of the fortunate things, they won't be playing the Southport Gardeners. They're going to be playing East Chicago Central, but East Chicago Central is ranked 17th in Class 4A. They have a very good basketball team. It'll be the fourth straight AP Top 20 team Brownsburg has faced, so they will have a big, big game again tomorrow night. Our next broadcast here on 1610 AM XRB and AudioSportsOnline.com will be next Saturday. We'll be right back here at the Varsity Fieldhouse as the Brownsburg Bulldogs will face the Lebanon Tigers, a team Brownsburg fans probably haven't seen play against in quite a long while. Chris Worley will be back with me for that broadcast. Pregame show will begin at 7:15, and the tip-off between the Bulldogs and the Tigers will be set for 7:30. You can listen to that game in Brownsburg on 1610 AM XRB and on the web at AudioSportsOnline.com. Bulldogs now 2-1 on the season. Warren Central will fall to 1-1. So once again, the Bulldogs with a furious fourth quarter rally. They outscore Warren Central 21-8 in that fourth quarter. It forces overtime, and the Bulldogs come away with a 65-63 victory. Our thanks to Shane Ray back at the 1610 AM XRB studios. And, of course, we want to thank you for tuning in to Bulldogs basketball tonight. Until next week with the Bulldogs taking on the Lebanon Tigers, this is Brian Scott for Chris Worley saying thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. Once again, your final score. The Bulldogs beat Warren Central 65-63. Until next Saturday, so long, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to Brownsburg Varsity Basketball on 1610 AM XRB and AudioSportsOnline.com.
Tonight's game has been brought to you by Nelson Jewelers, Ivy Tech, West Side Plumbing, the Payroll Department, State Farm Agent Pete Fay, and Internet Tech Specialists. You can catch a free on-demand replay of tonight's game by visiting www.audiosportsonline.com. Bulldog basketball on XRB and ASO is an audiosportsonline.com production.